What's good, ladies and gentlemen? I know y'all missed us. It's been a minute, but we're here live at the Lab Studios NYC. I got it right? All right, cool. Yo, we're about to play this game called Dose. Like, I gotta say this game called Dose because, yo, the rules to this shit is crazy. Like, I've seen Dose mad times. We, like, in the spot, I know everybody's seen it, and we like,
yeah, it's
Uno.
untouched. Yeah.
Yeah, we like, yeah, Uno. So, I thought it was just the same. It was just like a bootleg Uno, and they just called it Dose. But, nah, it gets real.
You play first?
Oh, yeah. I do play first. All right, so, what we talking about today?
I believe Mr. Qualis has something that he had on his mind we were speaking about previously.
I mean, you want to get right into it?
Yeah.
Or?
This is Don't Get Canceled Saturdays. Oh, Sundays, sorry.
Okay. I wanted.
Wait, so
Right, hold on. Let me check my notes.
Hold on. Quick question. This I can play something that adds up to this.
You could play something that adds up
To both of them?
To
Or
12?
one of the numbers.
I'll just make it sure.
One of the numbers.
Oh, okay.
Right. You can play that adds up to, or you can just match if you want.
Okay.
There's no 12, though.
No, I was just asking. But it goes up to 10.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Goes up to 10. All right. 9.
You could color match, too, right? Like regular Uno?
No. The color matching is a bonus. So you have to number match or add up to one of the numbers there. But if you happen to color match, there's bonuses with that.
Okay.
No, not like that, bro.
I can't stack my numbers?
No. Not like that, bro.
This number's...
Yo, nigga, put
Okay, glad I know I can't do that.
So I can only do this.
You can put one card down, right?
Yeah.
In each pile. You can only put one card per pile.
So like this.
No.
So I can just only do that.
Yeah,
but
unless
if
you have a 0, or you have a number sign, or you have a 2.
This game is boo. Yo, Remus on you, man.
I think I got this right. Hold on. Let me see.
But yeah, what tell us the topic.
All right, let me check my numbers real quick.
So hold on. Before that, I want to make sure I got this right. So I could do that.
Right? No. One card per pile.
Oh, one card per pile. All right, so let me do.
You can still play those same 2 cards.
Nah, I got something else in mind.
Y'all just told me I couldn't put a color.
No, you couldn't put 7 cards on one color. Like, you can
No, I
put
was
one
gonna put-
card per pile.
I was gonna put a 9 on 2 different piles. Yes, I couldn't do that.
No, you can't do that. Because this is a 9. You could put a 9 here,
This-
or you could put a 4 and a
2
5
cards, if you put 2 cards
on
you have to
one
add
and
up to one of the
one of the
numbers.
cards.
Okay.
Oh, I was
so,
gonna put
I thought
2
I could allow him
cards.
what he was doing. I was about to
Yeah,
say.
you can if you're gonna match the
confusion.
numbers,
It
if you're gonna
is.
match
The
the numbers, you can put
Confucius.
3. You can put that 3. If you have a 9, you can also put the 9.
No. You can
One
only put
card
one
per
If you're gonna
pile.
play,
You
if
can
you're
only put
gonna
one
play,
You
if you're gonna
high-ass
play
nigga.
to add up
Give me
to the
that.
numbers, you're gonna have to play like this. Look, boom, boom, and then you get the bonus because your color happens to match.
got it.
So
Okay.
now you can put down
That's what I was
another
thinking in
card.
mind. That's
So
what
now
I was
you can
thinking.
put down another
That's
card.
your bonus.
Got it.
In any one of these piles that you fill. It doesn't
And-
have to
yeah,
add up.
Hold
It
on,
doesn't
so
have to
that-
match.
so
You
that's
can
his
just
play right
discard
now.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the 8 and the 1.
Add up to
Add up
9.
9. That was
Oh,
over
so
there.
the color shit don't even matter here then.
No.
As long
But it's a color though, so don't somebody pick up?
No.
If you would have matched
both the colors.
Both.
Yeah.
Got it.
You would have matched
Got
both.
it.
Okay.
Then we all
Okay,
gotta pick up
now I
one
know how
card.
to play this
Okay.
game.
Rocket
Okay, cool.
science. This is Rocket Science Uno, y'all.
Got
Okay,
it.
so
It's a long ass intro. Good.
all right, so I wanted to talk first about earning an opinion on subjects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a saying like where they say, well, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, right? Right? That's how the saying goes,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, you said make sure you're talking to Mike.
Oh,
That's it.
yeah, that's what I'm doing. So like now, I know it's like some people have a hard time because everyone feels entitled to their opinion, right? But honestly, aren't there like certain subjects where we can all agree that you're not really entitled to an opinion on? Like,
In America, I'm so shocked that you say that.
I mean, well, okay. So, Elon Musk is wanting to go to they want to go to space, right?
Yeah.
Richard Branson, all these guys, they're going to space. They want to do all this space travel, right? Does anyone here feel slighted in the least bit that they weren't consulted on what type of rocket fuel they should use to go to space?
No.
Okay, so we could all agree that you just ain't entitled to have an opinion on everything.
I just don't know much about it to have an opinion.
But that's my
That's
point
his
now.
point.
But you
It's easy to say when we talking about rocket science for people to admit that, like, hey, I don't know nothing about that. But when we talk about subjects now that maybe people feel like, nah, I do know about it, but you know you really don't.
I think that's more relative to just who you're talking to. Like, going back to the bum example, like, you're not gonna listen to a bum talk about money, are you? Or you're not gonna want to talk to a bum about money, are you?
Hey, he might be able to tell me how not to lose it.
But then that contradicts your whole argument, because you would be able to receive information regardless of where it's coming from. Then, oh, I mean an opinion, basically. You would be able to receive an opinion coming from anybody because he might be able to tell you something that you might have missed.
Well, in the aspect of if he's had it and lost it.
But
If he's had it and lost it.
you wouldn't know that at the beginning of the.
You
I
wouldn't.
get my bonus.
You wouldn't.
Mhm.
What bonus?
I put a 4 and a 1.
And you ain't matched no colors.
Nah,
Right
you're talking about
bonus
an
you
extra
get.
card.
The extra card.
You're talking about an extra card.
I get to put an extra card.
No.
No, you didn't match
ain't
the color.
match.
Oh, I got a color. Oh, one of the colors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
at least one.
Got you.
Nah, the game makes sense. I get it now.
So what if you got a higher number? Like, I'm confused now.
So if you can't play,
can
you
draw.
can't. You got to draw.
You can draw.
If you don't have a 4 and you don't have a 1, you got to draw.
You can draw.
That's when you draw.
You can draw. I believe you can take 2 cards, and you can play after you draw. Stop.
But yeah, getting back to your conversation, I think that you can't determine that. You just have to accept it for what it is. You only know until later on. You know what I mean? Like, you could run into a stranger, he could tell you some shit that might slap in that moment in time. But then you won't know until you do the research to see, like, hey, is he really qualified to say that?
But yeah, like I was saying, Reem, what about topics that are like kind of like blurred lines now? Like race or say like gender kind of stuff. Do you think a black person or a white person has the right or an opinion to speak on another culture that's not their race?
But yeah, okay, so I put you like this. Social media, right?
Yeah.
Is any and everybody qualified to speak on relationships?
If you've never been in a relationship,
I didn't ask you that.
no, it's kind of like what you're saying. Basically, what you're saying is if you haven't been in a relationship, can you talk about relationships?
I wouldn't say that, but are they qualified to have an opinion on it?
On relationships, yeah. If that's the case, as everyone's in some type of relationship.
Green.
So now, if you're going through a relationship issue, right, and you're talking to somebody who's been in a handful of relationships versus somebody who's been in multiple relationships, whose opinion do you value more?
The person that you get cheated on, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of.
But that's what I said. It's all relative because
Everybody picked up one?
you won't know until afterwards.
I did.
It's on me.
No,
You got to pick up.
I gotta pick up. You won't really know until afterwards. So after you've had the conversation with the individual, and now you get a bonus.
Yeah, you get to
Play one card.
He only matched one color.
You match both.
He only matched one
I'm
color.
match one.
Only matched one color. So nobody picks up. He just has to. He can play an extra card.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I don't know, man. Even the whole thing you starting with saying you got to earn someone like earn the opinion. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, but when we had a conversation outside of the show, we had a conversation on the phone about it. Like you said, at first it sounds nuts.
It does.
But then when you really start thinking about certain topics of conversation, it does have a level of validity to it. Because now, obviously we're starting with like relationships, like Reem said, but like say we go into something that's a little bit more obvious, like childbirth.
Yeah.
Do you think a guy now has any say-so when it comes to a woman in childbirth?
If he's been in the room or he's been a part of a birth.
That's tricky, you know what I'm saying?
Well, but that's what I'm saying. You hear how you say if he's been in the room?
What if he did some research on it?
But that's earning.
No, but he's saying that's part of earning. He's saying someone who just wants to
opinion.
just have an opinion, just to have an opinion on something, without actually having any type of research, anything of experience in that field. But he wants, just because he has the right to, by law, he just wants to just give his opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why I say.
Hold on.
It does have a level of.
That was my bonus play.
Okay.
Yeah. The number sign. I realized after the number sign, you play whatever you want.
Got it. So, but like I said, if you having a conversation with randos online,
You can't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm
You
lost.
can't just color match.
It's 7 and 4, brother.
the numbers matter more.
Numbers
matter
numbers.
more.
I forgot.
Yeah, that
It's
Uno
numbers.
wave.
Yes, yeah. That was an Uno way.
So do you pick up 2 for your mistake?
I'm not the game master. It was him. I gave the game master 2. But I
think we're all
can still
well
play
versed
though.
now.
I think
We know the game now.
Niggas ain't shit. All right, cool. Hold on. So, pick and play. You bastards.
Like I said, I agree with Jahia saying that people have to earn the right to have an opinion on a subject matter, because when people can just say whatever they want, I feel like now that brings extra stuff to the conversation that might ruin like the overall viewpoints of people, like actual points, because I feel like now my little 2 cents over here shouldn't have even been contributed to the conversation, because now my little 2 cents is a negative thing to the conversation, and it just makes the conversation even worse.
What is
overall.
that? Isn't that determined by status?
Not necessarily status. Like you said, if you do the research,
I got 1 card.
You
didn't
didn't
call
call
dose.
dose. Pick up 2.
I didn't have 2 cards, and neither one of y'all ain't called
Before
those when I had
Before
2
you
cards.
put
I
this
did.
down,
but don't you still have to say it though?
But he
Nah,
still has to say it.
doesn't say you still have to say it.
You still have. I did it. That's why I broke it
when I don't
down.
have 2 cards
No,
in my
but
hand.
Before
but
you
the
drop
rules,
this.
Nobody ain't say dose before I drop that
It don't
card,
matter,
bro.
because you read the rule. It said you have to say.
It don't say you have to. It says you said
That's
you
why I
gotta
did it the
say-
way that I did. I just dropped my cards, bro.
If you ever have exactly 2 in your hand,
You
you
did.
must shout.
Before you drop this.
Let me read.
Hold on.
You must what?
You must shout 2. If you forget to do so, and another player
He
calls
just
out those
did.
before you, you must immediately draw 2 cards as a penalty.
Yeah.
If this
You
happens
pick the
during
Your
your
turn.
during your turn,
It is.
do not add the penalty cards to your hand until the end of your turn.
And at your turn, those are
There's
2
the 2
cards.
cards. What's wrong with this nigga, bro? This is not Uno. You gotta call those. Once you have 2 cards, you gotta call those.
I'm dead.
Because the same way they make you pick that up at the end of your turn is the same way when you have 2, then you put your bonus. That 2 gotta be called, and then you put your bonus.
Okay. All right.
What's the color?
Yeah, you put that down.
It's blue.
Dos. And then I get a bonus. Everybody pick up 1.
I
Hold on,
can't
what?
do that, bro.
How?
You can't-
That's
That's
what I just
10, bro.
realized.
2 for your mistake, man.
That shit keep getting me.
You gotta match the
I know,
numbers
It
first.
makes me. No. I didn't even
That's
add
how
it.
I'm looking at it like.
I didn't even add it, bro. I'm like.
Yeah, I was doing the math, and I'm
Yeah, I
like,
was
wait, no.
Yeah, that don't add up. That don't add up. Hold on. I'm still pick and play.
This game is
It's
hard.
no. It's hard
Nah,
to
it's not.
remember. No, it's just to remember.
It's not.
No,
It's not hard.
No.
It's not
It's hard
hard.
because if you look at my hand, this game is hard. This game is hard.
It's
The
not.
numbers is about to get high. They're getting high.
This ain't get high yet.
It's not.
high
It's
enough.
Alright.
Yo, I'm fake because there's 10s in the deck.
Yeah.
Bro,
It's
that's what I'm
tens.
saying.
Yeah, there's 10s.
Bro.
Oh my
That's what I'm
god.
saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's
This
what
game
you're
is
supposed to be
hard.
discarding and throwing out your
Red.
head.
Okay. You said red.
Red. You gotta pick up. I match both. Cause this is a color. I changed the color.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Everybody gotta pick up.
Everybody got to pick up.
So when it comes to like race, do you think like you have like any
you just
opinion?
get the
You can
bonus.
have any opinion on someone else's race or culture?
I feel like
You personally.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like personally, it gets dicey when, you know, people who aren't familiar with the culture speak on cultures.
Dose.
Okay, he could do that.
Yes. Dose.
He could do that. He could do that.
And then I get
Add
my
up to
bonus. Add it
4
up to
and 4
8.
adds up to 8.
Yeah.
And
So, like, for example, white people commenting on rap. Are you going to value their opinion? Even though they've been studying it, they've been listening to it all their lives.
I mean, yeah, I would take a white person's opinion on rap.
But
If like you said, they listen to
Studied
the
them.
research. I mean,
But
listen
if
to the
someone
music.
never listened to rap music,
That rap music is crap.
You remember? Matter of fact, I know black people that never listened to rap music. Remember Mr. Prescott?
Oh yeah, Mr. Prescott, yeah,
Hated
music
rap
teacher.
music.
Yeah.
Hated rap music. He said
Seventh
it
grade.
wasn't even music. He said it didn't qualify
Yeah.
as music based on the definition of music. He tried to like say it didn't qualify as music, right? So he's a teacher. Is he qualified to have an opinion on something he does not listen to?
That's a good question. He's a music teacher
pick a one.
that never listened to rap.
I think he qualifies to have his day in court, meaning he qualifies to, you know, speak on why he
got a
doesn't.
bonus.
He doesn't.
Okay, as a music teacher,
Yeah, you know, you don't just immediately dismiss him
you can't
away
just dismiss him
because he has the quote unquote credentials to speak on it. But in that instance, you understand that it might be a little personal from based off where he's speaking from. So I don't know. That's
What I told Jahai in the conversation on the phone was, I feel like
dose.
I said it first.
sick.
That's cool.
What I told Jahai in the conversation was, it's kind of
I still get my bonus though, right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, you're
kinda-
supposed to pick up the car after the bonus.
Yeah,
You
your
supposed to-
penalty doesn't come out your hand, so
Yeah, leave right
you
there.
can, you can play your card,
Play your card, and then you pick up.
and then you pick up your card.
I can play a card now.
Yeah,
Yes.
your bonus.
This is any card. Okay.
Yes.
Dose.
Well, you don't have 2 cards in your hand.
Yeah, you don't have 2 cards.
Dose.
Yeah. No.
I think that.
Yeah. No, that has to be. Yeah, that has to be something. Like that gotta be a rule.
Dose.
Yeah, no, that gotta be a rule that you don't even gotta do that. Like the penalty is there. No, I'm saying that you don't have. No, you
don't
have
have to
to
call
like
dose on the
sweat.
penalty.
Yeah,
you got
like,
one, and then, like it's right there. We all know you got.
That's why I
dose.
picked it up. I said, yeah, I see
Yeah,
you.
that's wicked.
I see
Alright,
you.
good.
But
Nah, like I was saying, what I said on the phone to Jahai about the conversation was, it's too hard to decipher who should have an opinion, because
yeah, it is.
because then who's the gatekeeper to decide who is the one who?
As I said, this
But
is a status
that's
thing.
maturity, and that's on self, and that's on recognizing when you just don't know enough about a subject to have an opinion on it.
But it's also reverse. You have to be open to
It's easy to do when it's rocket science, though, right?
no.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all
you
just
said
sat
you
here.
don't know enough about
It
it.
is easy.
He
It's
asked you,
easy
and you
to
said,
do when it's
I'm not gonna
rocket
say 'cause I don't know
science.
nothing about it, so you're not gonna speak on it.
Yeah, but that, I was gonna say that you have to be receptive to that energy too. If somebody comes to you with an opinion that you've never heard before, or like you don't really care for, are you just gonna completely dismiss it?
So you're basically saying like a Hail Mary. If I never knew nothing about a subject and I just gave you a Hail Mary opinion on something, and it might just happen to be true, that's basically what you're saying.
I'm saying we should be more open to opinions. Period. I don't think we have to entertain them. I don't think we have to digest them.
Why?
But there is, because everybody has knowledge that we might not know of.
That's what he's saying. But even if they've never, like,
If you
the
don't,
subject is this, and they
I'm
never,
talking about when
never
we
even
know
touched that
for a
subject.
fact. When someone knows for a fact, they have no idea what they're talking about, right?
Mhm.
But they say, I deserve to have an opinion about that because I'm entitled to my opinion.
Well, then that's based on the amendments we have in this
Dose.
country.
Just in
You know what I'm
case.
saying? Like that's what it
I
really
just
comes
saying
to.
it 'cause I got one hand.
Well, that's
and then-
free speech. Yeah, like I said, you're
Oh, yeah.
entitled to voice it. I can't stop you from voicing it
Yeah.
at all,
But-
right?
But in the moment, you won't know until afterwards. Like you won't know until, like, you won't know somebody. Like for example,
Well, we're talking
if I
about
come to you
practicality.
and I speak to you about
So,
No, I won.
Cooking.
Oh, you won.
I speak to you about cooking, right?
Yeah.
And I tell
It's
you,
all right,
you
buddy.
cook your
Maybe
food
next time.
a certain temperature. You cook it this way, cook this way. Sound good to you, right? I'm not a chef though. You won't know until afterwards when you go to my IG page. Like, yo, this nigga's not a chef. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but you also have already done the research because you are a chef. It's not that we're
But
talking about. See, you saying if I
you
don't know
wouldn't
you're a
know
chef,
I'm an actual
but
chef
that's what
to
I'm
be
trying say.
qualified
But
to
you're
speak on
adding
that.
extra to the conversation. That's not what the original thing is. The point is, if the person doesn't know anything about a subject and they want to give their 2 cents, it's about if they don't know anything about the
Now,
subject.
I was getting there. You flip it in reverse now. Somebody who doesn't know it says the same exact thing, but you
But
personally
that's
never.
what I'm trying to say.
How
Where would
did
they
they
get
draw
that
that
information?
opinion?
Where would they get that
How
information?
did they draw that? How did they draw that opinion?
Yeah, how would they get that information to have that opinion?
That's society. A lot of people draw things from thin air.
So that's
That
what
a
I'm-
lot
so
of
listen
people
to what-
draw
listen to the
things from
statement I
thin
just
air.
told you. So basically, what you're saying is, even if someone doesn't know shit about a subject, they might have a Hail Mary of an opinion that happens to be right. How rare would that be?
But I'm not gonna dismiss it. I'm gonna be open to hearing it, but I'm not gonna dismiss it.
Okay, so in your same subject about food, right? Guy's cooking. He's a chef. He don't know me from a can of paint. I tell him I've never cooked before a day in my life. I know nothing about food, but I know you can eat chicken raw. You gonna listen to that?
Yeah.
And Reem would be a sick motherfucker.
Yo, I mean,
That doesn't mean that I have to do it though.
I mean,
that doesn't mean that I have to do it.
I mean, we just like, all right, when they have to go over the budget, right, for the country, right? Where's the platform in which your opinion on that is heard?
Where's the platform for my opinion to be heard on the budget of this country?
Yeah,
I have no clue.
it doesn't exist. There is no platform for you to have that because the people who are in leadership roles know and understand that everyone isn't entitled to an opinion on everything.
But that's what I said. It comes down to status. It comes down to status.
He
Not
said status.
really.
He did say
I
status.
said that 3 times, bro.
Yeah, I guess because your status could be defined by multiple different things, right?
There you go.
What you know, how much schooling you've had, things like that. Yes.
I'll put you like this. Can you speak to people about starting a podcast?
Yeah, I guess. I think that I would have done some sort of work towards earning to be able to speak on how you would start a podcast.
But now, if somebody came to you and said, "Yo, bro, I think you should do it this way instead of the way that you're doing it now," you gonna listen to him?
It depends on what have they done
What?
that would make me feel like their opinion is more valid than the knowledge and experience that I already have.
What is everyone's infatuation with indirect communication? Like, we all know communication is the key to most things. I'm not gonna say everything. Most things when it comes to human relations. Indirect conversation or indirect communication, like I'll give you an example. When people have an issue, instead of bringing it up, they'll, write mad words on a story. Like, it'll be like 15 stories of just them, like, quote unquote, venting. Instead of to the person that they need to, they'll just be online.
You mean subbing?
Yes, subbing, sorry.
Well, yeah, that's indirect, right?
Yeah, it is indirect, but that is the kids, what the kids say. Everyone subbing. And I've always had an issue, even in general, with something. I feel like everyone's done it, but yeah, you can do that.
0, yeah.
And you get a bonus though.
No.
No?
All right, match
Oh, yeah, match no colors. Yeah. So, yeah, what do y'all think? Like, is the reason that people always just move towards that instead of just getting to the bottom of things, like having a conversation with the person that they're having issues with? Like, I'm just asking.
I feel like most people aren't built for mature level conversations. I just feel like that's just life. Because a lot of people aren't in control of their emotions to be able to speak to somebody that they have a problem or issue with without it escalating, or for them feeling like, it's going to get out of hand, or maybe they might just be scared. I feel like most people aren't mature enough to handle that type of conversation. So, you know, the easiest way to get your shit off, they say, as the kids say, is go on Twitter and just
Did you guys watch the Drink Champs conversation
With
Yeah.
Kanye, of course.
part 2?
No, I haven't seen part 2
Okay,
yet. Yeah.
there was a part that he spoke on something that, you know, is relative to this topic. I actually got a video of it, but verbatim, he basically said that he was talking to Jay-Z, and, you know, they was having a conversation about 5 different things.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z stopped him and said, "Oh, that's a conversation that I want to have." And Kanye said he went to the bathroom and he thought about it. He said, "Why is that a conversation you want to have? Why is it not about the conversation?" And he broke it down. He said, if I go to Drake and I say, "What is this line about?" he doesn't want to have that conversation, so no conversation happens. He avoids it. Now, if he goes to Jay-Z and he says, "Yo, what's this about?" he avoids the conversation. Conversation don't happen. But now, if he speaks on it in a, you know, general statement,
Public platform.
now he gets called crazy without the
Oh, I see what you're
actual
saying.
emphasis put on the conversation happening.
So you're saying he's upset because he wants to have the conversation with these people,
but the
and they don't
conversation
wanna
isn't
have the
happening.
conversation.
So obviously it comes off as a sub. But yeah, he basically getting at like there was an attempt to have a conversation,
Yeah.
but now that, you know, the conversation isn't mutually wanted to have,
Nah, that's a valid. That's
that,
valid.
and that's
So
so that,
you heard what he said.
Go ahead.
Now, if the person now wants to have a conversation and the other person doesn't want to have the conversation,
or there's kickback towards the initial start of the conversation.
is that person now who wants to actually have that conversation? What if he goes to social media? Because now he's not subbing. He wanted to have that conversation.
Oh, and he was blocked.
No, it's
No,
not
not
blocked. He
blocked.
just ain't want to have the conversation.
No, because if
I
I
have an issue, right?
yeah,
I come to you and say, "Yo, let's talk about this issue."
and I say no.
Yeah, and I go to social media and be like, "Yo,
Yeah, because
I
I blocked you. I just blocked you from the conversation, though.
Well, yeah, I guess you would say blocked or whatever.
Yeah,
but
it's just a harsh
but
word.
that's not gonna be a sub in my opinion, because the sub
That's a
comes
sub.
from
That's a sub. Talk to your therapist.
the
Nah.
sub
Talk to
comes
your
from the person.
therapist.
The sub comes from the person
it's
who
not-
doesn't want to
it's-
have the conversation.
No. The only way it's not a sub, you could do it. The only way it's not a sub is if you say the person's name. If
Nobody does. Kanye done said Drake.
we're talking about Kanye.
Yeah.
But if you was to go online now, because you want to talk to me,
Yeah.
and I don't want to talk to you about it. So now you're going, "Yo, this nigga Kanye is this, that, and the third. Like, all I want to do is make this shit work, and he won't let it." That's not a sub.
Yeah.
You said
But that
my
also
name.
comes off as immature because we're supposed to handle things behind closed doors. And now that things haven't been handled closed doors and you take it to the
That's
public
what I said.
platform.
Talk
Even
to
though
your
it's not a
therapist
sub.
about it.
No. I agree, but it's just not a sub.
Hold on. So now let me get this straight, right? If I get into a car accident with you and I say, "Damn, niggas can't drive," that's a sub towards you?
If you get in a car accident with me,
Yeah.
That is definitely
a
a
sub,
sub.
because you didn't say
even
my
if he's
name.
there, even if you said it in front of him, that's a sub.
no, you know what?
Niggas can't drive, but he know he can't drive.
So
So
who's niggas?
Huh?
Who's niggas?
It's because-
if
Who's niggas?
you, nigga,
But you're supposed to say Kanye can't drive for it to not to be a sub.
See,
I look at it from a
No,
standpoint.
there's no
I
look.
disagree.
I look at it
what
from a
is a
standpoint.
sub?
is
No.
a sub is
A sub is a nigga who don't want no trouble.
no.
He really
No,
he really don't want no trouble. No. Think about it.
I
A
can't-
sub is a
I
nigga who
can't
really don't want the trouble.
Listen.
Because, like you said, if I wanted trouble, I would have said your name in the tweet, right? Or I would have said your name. He doesn't want the trouble. He don't want the smoke.
I can't
I guess
apologize.
That's a
Hold
reason
on.
why you could say why somebody would sub.
I
but
can't-
That's
if I
not
want-
what makes it a sub.
I can't apologize for how he took my tweet with the whole niggas can't drive shit. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
if he knows that applies to him,
It's a sub.
how?
See,
still a sub.
that one's a blurred one. My one is more direct. Because I'm
Because you
telling
know
you,
why?
I
You
have
know
an
why?
issue with
Because
this.
maybe
and you're telling
if
me
you
you
didn't-
don't
if
want
you
to talk about
didn't
it. If
get
I go on
in-
social media and whatever I say, to me ain't a sub. To me, a sub now is if you go on social media like, niggas want to talk and shit, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
me,
like-
that's a
no,
sub.
the reason
Because
why-
he don't want no smoke, but he go on social
But
media.
even so,
You know what I'm
even
saying?
so,
Like-
if you go and you address somebody, if you're addressing someone without addressing them,
Yeah.
It's a sub.
that's a sub.
I'm not disputing that.
Regardless of what's your reason.
Yes,
If you are
regardless.
addressing somebody without
Because-
directly
no, wait.
addressing them, you are subbing.
Hold on. The reason why it is because where you're taking it to a bunch of people who don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If like so, even if we use this us right here, and it's
Yeah.
a thing between 1 and 2, but you put it on a platform between us. Let's just say let's just say a group chat. Just use it a group chat just in case, even though that's very like specific. But because if I said it's only us following each other, and close friends. Let's just say it was close friends. Only us four is in the close friends. Now you put it, yo, niggas be the niggas. But instead of saying, yo, Kami, they would read it and they don't know who you talking about because they're out of it. So now they're like, who is he talking about? I would know because I was part of it. But because you're basically bringing it to other people who don't know, subs.
No, listen, I'm not debating y'all what's a sub. I'm not debating that part. What I'm saying is, to me, if I come to you and I want smoke with you, and behind closed doors you're saying I don't want no smoke,
or you're dodging
basically,
the conversation.
I don't want the smoke, and I go and whatever I say now to me online
has nothing to do with you.
Because you know I'm talking to you because I've been hunting you down.
And if you want to have the conversation there, we can have the conversation there.
My discernment at that point, if I should allow other people. It's just on my discernment if I should allow other people to even know who the fuck I'm talking about. Now, like I said, if I'm on the other key of that and you're the person who is trying to avoid it and you're going online saying, yeah, niggas on some weird shit, then yeah, I'm going to say that nigga's subbing somebody because he don't really want no smoke. Me, I want the smoke. I came to you privately and you didn't want the smoke privately because that's how you're supposed to handle matters.
No, I get it.
Privately.
But it's the same reason why he says it all the time and Reeves says it all the time. Who is niggas?
Wait. Do that again. Start your turnover.
Hold on,
Start your turnover.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, good.
All right. I already said those.
Yeah, I heard you.
This is on red 9.
Red. Blue. It's 9. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I played this, those.
All right.
Everybody pick up a card.
But yeah, I feel like you are what you entertain. You know what I mean? If you feel like no. If you feel like something is an attack towards you after the fact, that's on you. If there was an initial conversation that happened, anything you see on my side, that's on you, bro. You know what I mean? Cause think about it like this. If there's no real
And I get to put something else down. Yeah, get funky on them. Nah. Yeah, I knew he had a 5. Knew it.
Okay. Oh, it's getting interesting.
One of your colors matched?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got an extra card.
Oh.
Those.
Set up.
Yo, he set you up lovely. Yo, niggas say you done another card. As soon as you reach, dude.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh man, that was sick, bro.
Oh shit, that's the wrong number.
All right, where was that?
Reem was basically saying if someone comes to the person first, if there's no initial conversation, I totally agree with what he's saying. If there's no initial conversation, I just go online talking about, oh, niggas acting weird, Definitely agree, subs shouldn't be on that type of time. Definitely, I don't know why you did that. But if I come to you now, yo, I want to talk, and you're like, nah, I don't want to talk. Yeah, I'm going online, and whatever I say at that point is inbounds.
You know what's crazy?
At that point, whatever I say.
Two things can be true. Two things can be true at that point.
But you're saying that it's inbounds.
It's inbounds.
Two things can be true at that point.
Yeah. So.
All right, I'll make sure I get that right.
That's a 6, I'm assuming.
Nah, that's a 1. So I can add it to 5.
Okay. Yeah, two things could be true in that situation then. But it's just a lot, man. I just feel like a lot of that. I mean, I think a lot of it attests to just like you said, you can't get it off properly, so you start to vent and use it as a release. But I just feel like that first step that you're talking about should be taken.
But what if it is?
No, at least attempted.
Let me ask you something. If there's a conversation, hold on. If there's a conversation and there's an actual, walk away, say, all right, this is that now. And now you go and you decide to peek in to see what this person is talking about and they see something that you take harder than most. Is that not a reflection of how you feel about the situation? So obviously you're going to take it as what you perceive it as versus it coming off as just a general situation based off the fact that a conversation has already actually had.
Took that shit into mad loops just now. Not going to hold you. I was looking at the thing. Y'all heard him though.
I'm asking you.
No, he was asking you.
I'm asking you.
I didn't get it.
I'll repeat it again.
Yeah.
If a conversation happens,
Yeah.
right, and there's a resolution saying, yo, you go this way, right? And you decide now afterwards, after that conversation, to peek in to see what this person's talking about. And they're speaking from a general standpoint. And you now, with your unresolved issues, peek in as that. How is that the person who's speaking from a general standpoint fault?
Is it peaking if you're following each other?
Watch this, right?
Oh, he's asking me.
Okay.
No. It's not if you're not following each other. That's what I said.
Oh,
If
no.
you go separate ways, even if you following each other or not, if
it
you
matters.
after the conversation happened, you have the understanding as to what it is after that, and you decide to say, hey, this person talking about something that I might have went through with him. He's subbing me. How is that the person that's like? So now the person has to be conscious of what they say because you're following them because you might feel a way about what they're saying.
If you just had this conversation, like that's literally if me and Diddy have this conversation, you said we both go this.
Doesn't matter about time.
Yes, it does.
If the fact that you came to a resolution walking away from the conversation, and you then go and say, "Damn, this person is subbing me." That's not on the person. That's on you because you have unresolved issues from that conversation. Basically, walked away.
Well, that's if they're actually subbing you.
Nah,
because I seen some.
But that's what I'm saying.
I seen a situation like yesterday, not the group chat. Somebody said something. The other person thought that they were subbing them, and they wasn't. It wasn't even talking nothing about them. It was talking about something completely different. Talking about something completely different, right? Now, the person took it as they were subbing them, and then the other person had to explain, no, I wasn't. This is what I was talking about. And then it's like kind of like a oops, my bad kind of thing. But now it's like, now what you're saying in that regard now is valid because it's like, well, would you even think the person subbing you at that point?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. It shouldn't be on that person.
Thank you.
But now if the person is actually subbing you, then you might take it as
but
that.
that goes out the window once you have the conversation.
No. Wait, hold on.
It can only be a sub without conversation, bro.
Not necessarily, because you can have the conversation and somebody could have had the conversation with you, and the same way you're saying, well, this person could have had unresolved issues. The other person on the other end could have also
but then
had unresolved issues.
That's on the individual to see how they take it going forward because there was a conversation
but that's
that
what
had.
I'm saying.
That's what I'm trying to tell him. Like, how is that on the person that's sending out the message?
Both of them.
Yeah,
bro.
because look.
Nah. Oh, go ahead.
Because if we just had, because y'all said time doesn't matter.
It doesn't though.
If we just had a conversation where me and you are debating about bologna.
Yeah.
Yo, I love bologna. Yo, bologna is fucking sick. It's this, down the third. And then we like, yo, let's just agree to disagree. We're going to go this way. We're not going to talk about it no more.
Yeah.
Hour later, you're on the gram say, yo, yeah, man, niggas who eat bologna, I don't care what. They sick, man. Like, this shit I don't know why niggas eat bologna.
Okay. Now, keep that in mind now.
Yeah.
A year passes. You ain't had no other conversation about bologna, right? Someone puts, the same dude now goes online and puts, niggas who eat bologna sick. You're still gonna feel the same way.
Not necessarily.
How?
No,
time
not
doesn't
necessarily.
matter.
No, because one, I know your standpoint, right? But like, in the argument when we was going back and forth, we
Yeah.
got heated. It got heated, and then now, right now, we just say, yo, let's just stop before it gets any farther.
Yeah.
And instead of what we would have continued doing, you just do it online.
But Kami,
Now,
but we're talking about bologna. But
no,
we're talking
I
about
know,
some real
no,
life
just-
shit. Does now time matter at any point?
It's only going to matter, like I said right now, because if we follow each other now, if I went, I'm not following you, and then I went to your page. Let me see if this nigga Pete talk about this shit. That's on me.
That's what I was
But it
getting
don't
at.
matter.
But it really don't matter.
That don't
But that's
matter.
on. But it's on me though.
That's why I
I'm
said
going to
it's
go
on
find
both.
it.
But if
See,
you
there's
search for
two
something and
faults.
find
There's
it,
two
it doesn't
faults
matter if you
no,
search for it. If it's
There's
said
two
to set,
faults.
period.
It's gonna be said because that's something you believe.
Exactly. It depends on, and now
It
the
doesn't
person
matter if
who
you
said
say-
it, it depends on what their motive is, and that's going to be something that's very, very
But you
hard
won't
to prove.
know that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So
It's gonna be
therefore,
something that's
isn't it
very,
not
very
on the
hard to
person who
prove.
decides to say, "Hey,
It depends
what
on
is
how you
this?"
decide to take it, but that
been
does
saying
not
that.
alleviate or absolve the person of, yes, that
Doing
person
that.
could have had negative intentions in what they were saying.
Nah,
But it's very hard to prove Now, if you see somebody
that's true.
subbing you, right, or you feel like somebody's subbing you, it's very hard to prove by nature of them subbing you. That's what's so. That's
Unless
what's so
you have a
negative
conversation.
About subbing people.
You already had the
No,
conversation.
doesn't
Yes, so y'all going
matter.
this
Does
way.
not
now.
Okay.
matter.
Oh, I thought he was talking.
The
I thought he was talking
purpose
about
of
the beginning.
people
My fault.
subbing, like how he said, one of the purposes is to avoid confrontation. It's passive aggressive.
Yes.
It's to leave the opening of saying, well, why would you think I'm talking about you? It's to leave the opening to gaslight the person if they approach you about it.
That's
I didn't
why.
say
That's
what
why
you're
I said if the
talking about
person
you.
wants to smoke and he goes online, it's still in bounds because he's the one saying I want to have a conversation about it. That other person's choosing not to have it.
Well, I still
I think
feel
that
like
part
it's
is-
out of bounds because it's still you took it to a platform with a bunch of people that have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Whether I wanted to have the conversation with you or not, you still took it to other people. So to me, that's still out of bounds
Okay.
for whatever reasons, right? I get why you saying, well, nigga, this nigga said he wanted with you. Like now he letting everybody know you don't want it with him. Type shit. I get that, but to me, it's still you could have talked to your therapist about it. If you that upset about it,
I'm not. I'm
talk
not.
to your therapist. Why you talking? Why you letting
My-
Okay, so
because if
this-
it was your
so-
wife,
so
you would
look,
do that.
So look,
if it was your wife,
Hell
I'm gonna give you a
no.
scenario.
Hell no,
Exactly.
they
I'm gonna
wouldn't.
give you a scenario. So now, this
Whose turn is
person
it?
kills somebody I know, right? So I need to have a conversation with him before I make a move, right? I'm supposed to talk to my therapist first, right?
Yeah, you
Get
actually
the hell out,
should.
man. Some street shit. Get the hell out of here.
If you thinking
Actually,
about
you
murdering
should.
somebody, you should talk to your
Actually,
therapist.
you actually
You
should.
definitely should be talking to your.
I forgot we're not
fucking
we're not in the streets. We know nothing about the streets.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it?
It's your turn.
That's a
What
one.
number? So one.
Yeah.
Talk to your therapist, man.
Oh wow.
Got it off.
You got a bonus.
Oh, I'm out.
Dose.
I'm out of here.
I called it. You never called dose. But you never called it.
Those,
You never called dose. You had two cards.
He's only
Fine.
one.
This is
That's not a mistake?
trash.
Wait.
That's not a mistake.
Oh no.
He gets to
He
play
gets
his
the
bonus.
bonus. He gets to play the
That
bonus.
comes out the end of his bonus.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
on me.
it is what it is. Just because you never called it.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, that's exactly
Dose.
what y'all did to me.
But ain't the game over? You had one card left. I put my last card down.
No,
Game's
your
over.
penalty comes
Game
at
over.
the end of your turn.
You never called dose.
I did.
Oh, yes,
I
you
definitely
did.
did. I
No,
definitely
but
did.
you know these
but
niggas
the
was doing.
game-
You was
Hold
supposed
on,
to
hold on,
do
but
that.
The game was over.
You
I
cheated.
literally played my last card. I
course.
had none in my hand.
Yeah, the penalty for dose comes at the end of your turn. So
But-
your turn can only end, right?
Once you pick up the card.
At the-
Huh? But I already played
once
my
you
last
play that
card. I had
last
no
card,
other
you,
card left in my
yeah.
hand.
But by virtue of the penalty coming at the end of your turn,
You still have
you
one left.
still gotta get that
the
one
game is
card. You
nah,
can't
that,
get rid of.
nah, I just realized.
That's what it says.
What?
The game is over.
What?
When he did it, he had one
Nah.
card left. I had no card left in my hand.
But
don't
you supposed to
matter.
call dose when you had two.
But the game is over.
The game can't be.
It
over.
can't be over. You
The
gotta
cl-
get to two
so basi-
first.
So basically, the shot clock is at 0, and niggas is telling me, "Oh no, because
I'm gonna stop you right there.
what?"
Before you clock out of work, you have to say dose. Look at it like that. Before you clock out of work, you have to say dose. Regardless,
You
of-
have to.
You have to set it up in a way where you say dose.
Yeah, but that's
No,
not
he just-
definitive because you can stay for overtime and shit. This is a game, so there's a time limit. So
Yeah.
I'm talking about it like in sports. If the clock hits 0 and the game is officially over, how you gonna throw that penalty if there was no penalty on the actual
But
play?
you also know in football there are dead clock possessions where a penalty they'll have 0-0 on the clock and they'll just let the snap be the snap.
All right.
and the game is still
So hold
over.
on.
But they
That's
still
what I'm
apply
saying.
the penalty. They
the game
still,
is
but they
over.
still
So
apply
hold
the
on.
penalty.
No, if there's an offensive penalty at the end of the game and the team scores a touchdown and a 0, they're gonna bring it back and they're gonna say one more play.
But
with
they-
0 time left.
But they still apply the penalty.
So let me ask you then.
But the game is over.
It actually says if this happens during your turn, right? Which means that niggas could actually call those after your turn, right? But it says if they call those during your turn, then you do not add the penalty cards until the end. But it's 2 cards that you pick up when you get called those.
That's what I said.
I knew it had to be 2 cards.
All right. So when do you win the game?
So-
read that line.
I just showed you.
But-
Hold
no,
on.
no, no, no. Let him.
The round
The end of the
ends
round.
when one player goes out by getting rid of all of the cards in his or her hand. The player earns points for the cards left in the other player's hands. Note, if the player earned any double color match bonuses on the turn they went out, remember to have the other players draw cards before scoring. So the drawing of cards takes place.
But the game is still over.
Hold on.
What? the drawing of cards
But the game
can
is
still take place. If it can
over.
take place for scoring, I think it can take place for penalties.
But the game is
Hold
over
on,
at
hold
that
on.
point.
So then there would be a.
makes no
Hold
sense.
on,
It
hold on.
says it.
All
If
right, I
you're
heard
playing-
both of y'all. So that means anytime someone has 3 cards that they're about to come out with, there's a loop. You can never call dose. You don't have to call dose because you went 1, 2.
No, after you drop. Remember, you're dropping one at a time. You're not dropping them at the same time.
But that's
so
what I'm
wait.
telling you.
As soon as you let go of one, you
Dose.
have to call dose.
And he
Got
didn't.
to.
You have
He
to.
didn't.
He
I'm
failed.
not
Didn't.
saying I did. What I'm saying is I have no cards in my hand. Y'all forgot to say hypothetically.
We didn't forget. We said
I
dose.
said it.
Hypothetically,
Okay, yes.
if no one said anything, right, and we start a new game,
Mm-hmm.
someone could say, "Oh, no, you ain't say dose."
So look, that's what he was getting to just now. When you do this, and you have a bonus, we still gotta all pick up.
So the game isn't
It's
technically
still in
over.
play. And if you never
the
said
round
dose,
has not ended.
We
That's
still
what
have to
it is.
tally up the
we still got
points.
time to call dose. So if you,
Look,
look at sick, look at sick.
Look,
Yeah,
it's,
make sure you zoom it on your face when you do that.
It
Bro,
says
it said
hold
play
on,
the
look.
game until all the cards are out of your hand.
And listen what he said.
Ending the round. Ending the round. The round
I
don't
heard
end.
it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I've never seen a game where you literally get rid of all the cards in your hand and you're still in the game.
Welcome to
Your
dose.
turn hasn't
That's-
actually ended.
The game is over.
No, it's not.
I don't have any bonus cards.
No,
I
he
don't
said
have no
the
bonus.
end No,
of your
but he said the
turn.
end.
So listen to what he just said. He gave you a scenario. The last part he read is a scenario. If you have a bonus, da-da-da. I didn't have a bonus, so game is over.
But it
the
also
round
you
is
still
over.
have to add up
also
the
said-
cards. You
That's a part of the end of the game. That's the end of it.
But no, the penalties, you don't pick up the penalties until the end of your turn.
No,
Right?
I'm
So
saying,
if you're
Reem
not
is
picking-
saying you have to count the cards that's left in the other opponent's hands. I said, yeah, that's already after the round is over now. Now you're just adding up the points
That's
together.
still part of the round because
Come
it's
on,
still
son.
part of your turn, bro.
Bro,
It's still a part of your turn.
come on, son.
Whose turn is it after you win?
We shuffling the cards.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
So
talking about.
a part of your turn to come to the conclusion of your turn is to add up the points, so that way we get the points added on our score. That's a part of the turn, bro. That's a part of the turn. How do we get the points? Is that an extra turn? Whose turn is that?
Yo, this nigga face, bro.
Whose
Y'all
turn is
niggas
that?
nuts.
Oh.
Whose turn is that?
He read something that happens in a specific instance if the round would continue. This wasn't a scenario. What are we talking about? The cards are played with none in my hand. Y'all just forgot to say it. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I didn't forget. I said it.
No, I'm just saying. No, you
Yeah.
forgot to say it after the shit was already out my hand. Game is over. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. So now we shuffling. Oh, hold up. P, you ain't say that shit. We gotta reshuffle the cards and put it back to where it was.
No, what
Come
he
on,
what
son.
he
That
just
nigga's
said,
crazy.
the end part of what he said is valid. If there was no bonus, I
Yeah.
can't remember if there was a bonus or not.
There wasn't.
If there's no bonus, yeah, the game's over. But you still do have to say dose. I
Nigga,
just
he
Did they say
gave-
specifically?
He gave me a card, and that's when you said, "Oh, you ain't say dose." That's when he gave me a card.
The
That's when
footage.
the game is over.
The footage.
yeah, I'd have
The
to see the
footage
footage
is
like
there.
for real. But I no,
'Cause
what you said is
Yeah, the
valid though.
game is over. That what he's talking about is a specific thing that if that actually happened, that ain't happened in my scenario. So what are we talking
But
about?
now we're gonna lay a ground rule though, because when you have 3 cards and you could do that and just swoop out, you still gotta say dose.
You still have to say dose.
That is
You
exactly
gotta
Yeah,
say
but you
dose.
had one card in your hand. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference.
No,
you still
bro,
had
that
one
was
in
my
your hand.
out card, bro.
No, it wasn't. You
No,
had
it
a
wasn't.
red
You had
card in
one
your
card in your
hand. You
hand.
still had one in your hand.
You
That's
had
the
one in your
difference.
card. Yeah, I remember that. You
That's
had
why I
one card.
said, yeah. How is it? That's what I said. You had one in your hand. I had none. I have none. What am I?
Don't-
So
Don't make
let me
this
ask you
about
this.
you,
Let me
nigga.
ask you this. When you play Uno and you have a stack, you can just say Uno out without saying.
Yeah, yes,
That's
I
crazy.
do that all the time.
That's
Yes,
crazy.
I'm out. What are you
Yes.
talking about?
Uno,
Without
out.
saying Uno, you just say Uno out.
Yeah, I'm out. What are you
Oh.
talking about?
Yeah, he does debate that all the time.
Yeah,
but I always,
I can't.
I always
Yeah,
say
that's
Uno
nuts.
out.
You gotta say
I
Uno
just-
out. It's a
I'm
part of the
out.
rule. You
Yeah,
have to
he's
say
out the game.
Uno.
Yeah, he says.
Because you can have
out.
4 cards and then boom, Uno out. Like, what the hell? When did you say Uno?
Huh?
You can have 4 cards and you just drop Uno out. And
I
when
didn't
did you?
need to. I said out.
That's
said out.
that's nasty. That's nasty.
I got
You-
6
you
cards.
playing
I'ma
the-
keep-
Yeah,
No,
that's okay.
no.
Come
You
on,
play
man.
5 to say Uno, and then you play the last one to say Uno out. It's simultaneously.
You're supposed to.
It's simultaneously.
No, you're supposed to add the points to Uno. Niggas don't do that.
Yeah, they
That's
don't.
what you're
Supposed
supposed
to add
to do.
the points and dose.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that too.
That's your fault. The round ain't over.
Well, I won, so
The round ain't over.
Yeah, you cheated.
of course.
Nigga waited till everybody was
So
like
like I just
talking.
said, the round ain't over because we add up all the points, right?
You heard me say dose, right? Hold on.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, he's
I heard
right.
you.
No. The
But-
round still ain't over.
But you shuffled your card, so we gonna go back.
We got the camera, so the round.
Are you
ain't
gonna
over.
go? So you gonna go back right now? Are you gonna
Yo,
show? Are
That
you
was my
gonna?
point.
Yo.
The round ain't over, right?
All right. I had a conversation with P, probably like a week ago, and
Yeah,
He's not the user.
he
how the bus
was
usually starts.
kind of. He brought up a very good topic about the what did you call it? The thin line between feminism and misandry.
Don't get canceled Sundays.
All right, keep going.
Yeah. So
Who's on?
Okay.
Left to the
So
dealer.
I mean, well, we all know what's feminism, right? And I don't think inherently any of us have an issue with feminism at all. But I do think there's a line when you talk about misandry, right? Now that's a word like we don't hear too often, right?
Yeah, had to look that up.
So misandry is the exact opposite of misogyny, right? And it's on me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the exact opposite of misogyny. So, and all the things that would entail. So, guys, what do you guys think about the topic at hand?
About what exactly?
You didn't say anything.
What is do you think is it a thin line? You think it's a thin line
Do
between?
you think that misandry can even exist?
Oh, that's a good.
Well, if
course
there's
it
a
can.
definition for it, it does exist.
That's true too.
If you could,
Very valid,
if you could
sir.
define it, you can't ignore it. You have to respect it. So, there's a lot of things that we could agree on that shouldn't exist or it doesn't make sense, but there's a definition
It's
for it.
yellow.
So, we have to acknowledge what's in front of us. There's certain beliefs. Beliefs is one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but if you can define it, is it not real?
What was misandry when you looked it up?
Basically,
It's a dislike of men, like
that-
prejudice
you're-
towards
yeah,
men.
you're not trying to hear nothing. You basically
Overall
believe.
Dislike or
dislike or
prejudice?
prejudice towards men.
So anything that would be misogynistic, right? Just the reverse.
Do you
would
think
just
you've
be
ever experienced?
misandristic?
Yeah, that word. I can't pronounce it.
Misandristic.
Have I ever experienced?
Misandristic. Yeah.
Of course,
You've experienced
Yes.
misandry?
yes, I have.
And what aspect? Give us an example.
Oh no, yeah, I don't get it.
Just encountering certain individuals who felt like men deserve nothing.
Well,
Like
would definitely be
like
qualified.
like
as
you don't want to
misandry.
see a man happy at all. Like that's
That definitely qualifies. as
yeah,
misandry.
that's. But that's a lot of that. I wouldn't say it's a lot, but you see it a lot more now because I feel like a lot of women have rode this wave to say like niggas ain't shit, but they don't really necessarily believe it. So it's hard to decipher what's real as far as
It's
like
a
what they
game.
stand.
No, it's a game. It's a game. This is something that's
Super misandry.
this is something that women do as a joke online, and I bring it up to women all the time because I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm seeing this shit, and I'm like, yo, there's women who just wake up in the morning and be like, oh yeah, good morning to everyone but short niggas, and
Yeah,
I
I
be
see
sitting
that
there
all the
like,
time.
yo, what the hell is wrong
That's
with
not
you?
necessarily
No.
misandry. When she says to short niggas,
Yeah, she's talking to a
singling-
specific
it's
type
not just
men.
men.
Just
it's
men in
short niggas.
general.
Short men.
So I'm sure
No.
that is a little bit more specific to the short
but
niggas.
I'll
it
take
doesn't-
super offense to it.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting to.
Nah.
There's
I'm not
men.
saying
There's
you shouldn't
men.
take offense to it.
But if I say, yo, good morning to everyone but fat bitches, I'm misogynist. I'm a misogynist. They're gonna call me a
Oh, yeah, that's true.
misogynist.
They will say that though.
You think
That's
they'll
a
say
fact.
he's a
and I'm
misogynist?
just only talking about fat. And I said fat bitches for the content, but I'm talking about
These are not the music
over women who are overweight, and I'm doing that all the time. Or I'm talking about
Yeah,
light skin and
because,
dark skin, same
he's
shit.
definitely right. You know why? Because they say that men like try to put women into this box of like what beauty is, and women should look a certain way and all that. and that's
Beauty's in
part
the
of-
eye of the beholder.
No, but what
Bro.
I'm saying is women will say that men are misogynistic for saying women should look a certain way all the time. So he's right.
Yeah.
If he goes online and says, "Oh, these group of women look, everybody's good except for these bitches," or whatever he said, he's right. They're gonna be misogynist. So he's right. In the same sense, reverse now. If they single a particular type of guy, then yeah, it should hold the same weight.
Nah, you already put it
Yeah,
down,
you
bro.
already put it down,
Come
bro.
on, son. We gave you that thing from before.
I think when you don't put anything in front of the sex you're talking about, it falls by the definition of what we're talking about. When you specific to short men, it's like a loophole in a sense. Like
Yeah.
you could be talking about men in general, but you're saying short men because like
But not to just stay on short men. In general, women do this, whether it's height, whether it's just men in general, or like one of the famous ones I was going by that was trending for a while was like, anytime a man says something that women don't like, they be like, I miss the days when niggas went to war and died. And I'll be sitting there reading this shit like, yo, now that's not only to us
that's
living.
more what he's talking about though.
Then it's talking about
that is misandry.
Yeah,
Yes.
That, by definition, is
And then-
misandry.
So
That-
what if,
that
so
attacks
let's say
the
short
living
niggas.
and the
What's
dead.
What happened if the short niggas going front field and
It's a
they die
loophole.
first? Nah, that's so nah.
indeed.
Say
it's
same
not.
shit,
It's not.
man.
It's not
It's-
technically misandric because now if they would have said black instead of that, that'd be racist. You wouldn't say that was misandrous.
Yeah.
It'll be
That'd be
both,
racist.
nigga. It'll be both.
bro, there's women who go online and say that most black men are gay.
Sheesh.
They say most. They don't even say some. They say most black men are
Who she
gay.
meeting?
I've
Where she
never
live,
seen
Atlanta?
that. Like, hey,
Where
yeah,
she live, Atlanta?
Bro,
I'm
it gets
not
deep.
Yeah.
Online it gets deep,
Where she
son.
live?
these are not the views of me.
Damn.
But yeah, just to like by definition alone, like I feel like there are men and women.
Red and yellow.
I feel like there are men and women who
You got a
definitely.
color match, bro.
What?
Got a color match.
Oh, all right. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Red and red.
Yeah, red and red. Sorry.
But don't he get to drop a card?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I
he does.
do. Mm.
Yeah, what you were saying?
I feel like if you get to a point now where you say to yourself like, okay, all women, or you say, all men, like you don't want to see, like you feel like like not saying you or anybody here, like you believe in humbling a woman. You know what I'm saying? Or you.
Now you talking about what I just played.
Don't he get a color bonus?
He matched if he matches
wants to.
blue. Because, wait.
It matches 3.
He has to
It
match
adds to
blue.
3.
He has
Yeah,
to
he has
match
to match
blue.
3.
He has to be
Has
blue.
to? He doesn't have
Yes,
to.
because he played a 2 and a 1.
Yeah, he
Both of
doesn't-
them was red.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
can play
he
a
doesn't
2
have
and
to
a
color
1.
match. Yeah,
He
you're right,
can
you're right.
number match.
He can
doesn't
number match. He
have
doesn't have
Yeah,
to color
number
match. So
It's
it's
up
to
to
you.
him.
Gay shit.
Blue.
All right, so then
So you got to drop a card. Yeah.
Yeah, as you saying?
I just feel like when you don't, it's like food, bro. Is an egg the same when you add other things to it?
Yes.
But it's an omelet.
Eggs. Still eggs.
Hold on. You want me to play? Hold on. But what I'm getting at is basically dos. What I'm getting at is like if you keep it specific to what's happening, like if you say men, I feel like that falls in the definition. There's a loophole by saying, a specific kind of man or a specific kind of woman. That, that turns into something other than what we ain't talking about. But
Only for us, though. Only if we are talking about women. But if women are talking about us, they're going to say everything that we're saying. It doesn't matter if we're talking about specific.
Yeah.
We're misogynistic.
But see what you're doing now? You're falling into the definition of what we're talking about. You're saying all women. You said women. You ain't say a specific type.
Well,
No.
well, he's not
So, no.
expressing disdain for
Yeah.
women.
No, I know, but
Right?
but
So
basically,
it's not misogynist.
but based on how he said women.
Misandry.
No.
Misogynist.
All right.
Oh,
So,
oh, okay. Yeah.
so,
You're right.
all right. So you said misandry is disdain for men. And
Yeah, disdain,
and
dislike,
prejudice.
prejudice,
And so-
against.
Man.
So the misogyny would be
The
disdain
reverse.
for women.
Yeah, it would be the
Okay.
reverse.
So now if a guy, right, he hires only like a certain type of woman, right? Is like, and other women start seeing, hey, why are you only hiring like, BBL girls or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like
Okay.
you're only hiring a certain type of girl, and
Okay.
he's like, well, I feel like women should look like this.
Is it an image-based business?
No.
So it's not an image-based
No.
business.
He just likes to hire because he's the CEO of his own company, so he likes to hire what he likes to look at.
He's hiring them for the purpose of looking at them.
Well, no,
So
to
now,
work.
is he saying
that
their
definitive?
value- Hold on.
I'm making a scenario.
Is
Yeah.
he saying their value is only in him looking at them?
No, but for the
well,
naked
I'm not
eye, that's
saying
what you
any
just
of
see.
that.
He's,
He
you just see it as that
Yeah,
way.
like you just look, you go to the job and it's
That's
all.
remember, we just had
It was about the
that's
sub.
that's the thing about
Yeah.
subbing. That's now on the
Okay.
eye of the beholder.
So
Yeah,
now
there
you
you go.
choosing
There
to-
you go.
So now
that's the
a
thing. It
woman
could
says-
be though.
A woman comes now, super qualified, and her friend comes, super qualified, same qualifications. The friend gets hired, she doesn't, right?
Conversation's over.
So now the friend comes back to the homegirl who didn't get hired, like, yo, everybody at the job, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, they got BBLs and stuff. So now the one who didn't get hired calls the CEO, is like, hey, my friend said she noticed only these type of women there. And he says, yeah, I only hire BBL women.
If he says that, then
He
case
says
closed.
that?
If he
Yeah.
doesn't say that,
Now, what is
Wouldn't
his
they be-
reasoning?
Because he
for
likes
that?
to look at them.
Because he likes to look
Yeah,
at them.
he's
That's
out of
not
there.
That's not disdain for women, and they will call him misogynistic
However,
for doing
it's
that.
prejudice.
It is
However,
prejudice.
it is
It's not
prejudice.
disdain.
He's
Yeah.
exercising
Not
prejudice,
Yeah.
right?
and he needs to be in
In
jail.
the term,
How?
I don't think he needs to go to
You're
jail.
crazy. That's
He's
It's
wild.
probably not
Jail,
the best
bro.
business practices.
Yeah,
But
it's not,
I don't
bro.
think that's jail worthy.
So wait,
but
hold on. So then
maybe a
boom.
lawsuit.
90 days,
Wait,
bro.
wait. So I got you right now. So you should go to jail for this. So if you go to the strip club and you're in the strippy, and instead of going for like, there's a girl right there you like, but this other girl comes up to you and starts,
That's a strip club, and that's my preference. I'm paying for it.
he's the guy who's
I'm
hiring the
paying
niggas
for it.
paying for
It's
her
his
to
preference.
work.
It's his preference
So now,
on who he wants to
so
work
now, if he's out there saying specifically in a work environment, not a strip club, yeah, this is what I'm doing. Yeah,
Strip club
yeah,
is a
yeah.
working vibe.
It's not my work environment.
It's not.
It's not
at
yours.
work.
It's a work environment.
All
Plenty of
right,
people
we're
who
talking
are
about
working when you're in
employee.
a
We're,
strip
we're
club.
talking about.
Yo, it's the same situation. The girls.
You can't look at a strip club like it's not
90
a place
days.
to work.
It
Look,
damn sure is.
90 days.
Hold on. Look,
90 days.
Reem. In both situations, the women go to the establishment and try to get a job.
I'm not saying I'm not talking about anything that happens on the strip club. You brought up the strip club saying I
No,
should
it's
go
an
to jail,
example.
and I'm telling you, the strip club is that's what the strip club is.
What
In
is
a
what
work-
is a strip club?
It's sexually clandid women walking around.
Now it's a strip club.
Well, you know,
Strip club is a bar that happens to have women who take off their clothes to varying
okay.
degrees.
Now you're
That's a strip club.
now what you're doing in a sense now, as that CEO that he mentioned, is you're trying to take that element from a strip club and put it in a non-strip club
Sounds like
environment.
innovation.
Oh, these are not the views of Kareem.
The only difference in this situation is at that place.
Yo, these are not my views.
He did at
So you wouldn't go to a
I'm not
different
looking
type
at a
of
woman's body when I'm
establishment.
hiring her, bro.
So you wouldn't go to a different type of establishment. So you've never been to Hooters?
At Hooters, bro, I am not basing a woman's qualifications to work with me based on if she has a BBL or not.
Depends on what line of work you're doing.
And we talking about a work environment. We started off talking about a work environment.
So now, if
I mean,
you
the,
were,
I mean,
if
the
you were
works
running, if you were
office.
running a bikini car wash, would it matter?
Oh my God.
No, but to me, no.
Would it matter?
But that's the. besides
Listen
my
to
point,
his
though.
example
But
that
that's
he
beside
started
my
with,
point.
bro.
My point is back to what Kami was saying originally. My point is that's not disdain for women.
Yes.
But society, especially online, will be like he's misogynistic because his like standard of beauty or what he considers to be a woman.
It's your preference.
Yes.
Well,
And it's a
that's
preference
not where
thing.
the misogyny lies. The misogyny lies, and that's all you can see in the value of a woman.
Yes.
That's where the misogyny
Yes.
lies.
But like I said, now that's hard to prove.
That's
Yes, it is.
yes.
But
That goes
online,
with that subbing.
but like he said online, he's misogynistic. That's it.
Yeah, but that's where it would lie. It would lie in that underpinning,
Yeah.
right? Of well, the reason he only hires women who have BBLs is because that's the all of the value. He can't see that a woman could be smart. A woman could be entrepreneurial. A woman could be strong. A woman could be anything. He
And
can't
based
see
on
that.
this
He can only
example,
see
you
that a
said
woman
that
could
he
be
came
beauty.
out and said, "Yeah, I only hired." It. So right there, the
He
argument is
let
over. It's
you
like,
know
yo,
what it
he's
is.
gone, bro.
He definitely did. He
Yeah.
let you know what it is.
So
That's the value he sees in them.
No, because he
sees.
what if he says, okay, so
value
let
in
me
looking
change
at
it. So he says, if they both got the qualifications, I'm gonna hire the one with the big butt because I like butts.
if he says it,
If he says that, then that.
But he said
I mean,
qualifications too. He said they got
he
I'm
can't. He
qualified.
can't say
legally,
it.
he's done nothing
can't
wrong
say
at
it.
that point. I don't think he can say that per se.
He shouldn't say.
I think that's like
He shouldn't say it.
cross the bound of
but-
sexual harassment.
But
with
the
that.
thing is, if we being real, if his clientele likes that, and that's what's gotten him to that point, of course he's gonna lean towards it. The times can be changing, and niggas' preferences can be changing as well. But until that becomes a thing where I'm sitting there and I'm drinking my drink and I'm like, yo, man.
Okay.
We're the big
Okay.
bitches.
You know where this conversation. Hold on. Wait. This conversation. All right. Where is this happening specifically?
I just said office.
Office. And you mean to tell me he has to
In an
hire?
office, he can't tell anyone.
Thank you.
In an office setting, he can't
Thank
say
you.
because that could be misconstrued.
He can't say that
as
out loud.
Sexual harassment.
Yes, he can't say that out
He can't
loud.
say that out loud.
He shouldn't even want to say it.
He can
No.
say. He can say pleasant to look at. He can say. If he.
That's a
That's-
thin
he
line.
can't even
And
say
that's
that
thin.
either.
And that's
He
thin.
can't
If
say
he,
that.
no, he
Thin
can
line.
say that.
He can't say
If
that
he
because
says
you told
but,
me.
if he
No,
says
you told
but,
me. You're the person that told me that harassment is how someone takes something.
That's
so
true,
if
too.
you say I like
If
to
she's-
look at them,
well, she could say that
Yeah,
makes me
that's what I'm
uncomfortable.
saying.
I feel like
Yeah.
he's just looking at me.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's why you
She
said
could
it's a
say
thin
that.
ass
Yeah,
line
it's a
to.
thin line.
That's a super
But
thin
all
line.
right, so back to the topic at hand now. As men, right, we encounter different things daily, right? When it comes to
Whose turn
just
is it?
dealing with
Peace.
women and what they expect from us, the pressures that they put on us, all sorts of things, right? Now, how much of that do you feel is healthy feminism versus how much of that do you feel is toxic misandry? You know what I'm saying? And how, as men, because obviously at some point, maybe not us men, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we're not from that era, but there's an era of where women were oppressed, right? So, as coming from the group that would have been oppressing the other group, how now do you say, well, all right, there's a certain line between where now the tables have turned. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I don't
There's
know.
no middle. Is there a middle
know.
ground, or do we just? Is it just like a balance of power, where one group is gonna just be mean to the other one and take advantage? Or
I think
Like this.
I think that what
gotta
it
be
boils
zero.
down to
Zero.
Gotta be
is
zero.
respect. It boils down to respect. Like if you have respect for your fellow man, there's no need for feminism. If
you
you
have respect for your fellow, what?
I mean, well, what I mean by human being, what I mean by that, if you have respect across the board, there's no need for terms like feminism and there's no need for activists and all that stuff.
Ideally, there shouldn't be.
So
right?
that it would, but the root of it all is respect. Because even at these protests, we're asking to be respected. It's my turn.
Yeah,
Because
What's,
I feel
what's the number?
0-1.
What
I
the
feel like
hell?
I have my own prejudices, right?
Wait, what'd you play?
Dose.
I picked.
Oh, you picked?
I feel like I
I
have
call
my,
dose.
Yeah.
I feel like I have my own prejudices. I feel like most people have some sort of prejudices, right? Whether they choose to express them or not, right? Now it's hot, like you said. Respect now dictates: are you going to act on those prejudices? Are you going to give someone a chance to prove to you that they might not fall into that group of prejudices?
I feel like we owe that to everybody.
Well, I do as well, right? So that's why I said I don't think that anyone here is against feminism. I don't think anyone here is against a woman's right to do anything that we could do, right? I do know that you said you do believe in gender roles. Right?
I do.
She belong in the kitchen.
I don't believe it. I don't.
in the kitchen.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it that much, but I do believe.
So, all right, cool.
I do believe when it comes to raising a village, there should be gender roles.
You think there's
When there's certain things that a mother. Hold on, let me finish. I feel like there are certain things that a mother can only teach a daughter, and I feel like there are certain things that a father can
Like
only
what?
teach a son. For example, how to be able to speak to a woman.
A woman can't teach a boy how to speak to a woman?
She's only speaking from a woman's standpoint.
She knows what she likes from men,
If you
though.
see, but okay, so you're telling me, right? If you want to date a woman, you're gonna go into a woman's situation based off a woman's interaction with another woman.
Mm-hmm. No, not a woman's interaction with
But
another
that's what
woman.
I'm
A
saying.
woman's interaction with another man. She interacts
No.
with men.
But I just asked you if a man, if a man and woman is interacting with each other in front of this child, that man, that boy, then picks up how to speak to a woman, and I feel like only a man can really teach that. He can have. He
Hold
can.
on, but that goes back to
Nah.
our original conversation, the first conversation about earning an opinion on something, right?
It's a child, bro.
No,
So?
I'm not speaking on that. I'm saying a woman should have some say so in how a man should be able to talk to her because she has experience
Yeah.
with men
With
talking
men
to her.
talking.
And she knows what she likes men of
To
all
say.
different types
Yeah.
to,
That's what I'm
to say
saying.
to her.
And I didn't disagree with that. What I'm saying is there are certain things in the household that I feel like a man should be able to provide to a son that a mother cannot do on her
But
own.
that example was terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to
It's
give a better example.
Just give me a better example.
I can't dive deep into it right now,
It should
but
be
I
that
do.
easy.
What,
If,
about how to
if it's
protect
that
the
if it's
family?
that
You believe
if it's
in
that
gender
lane,
roles,
it should
and
be
you
that
able to
easy.
bounce.
I believe that there are certain things.
One, give me one.
I believe that there are certain things that a mother can teach a daughter that a father can't.
Like,
How to deal with her menstrual cycle.
and you don't think that as a father, loving, caring father,
He can only,
concerned father,
He-
you can't make several trips to the gynecologist.
he don't know about the pain
You
that she
can't-
going through.
He can't speak to the guy.
He can't speak on that. He can't speak on the fact that these cramps are happening and how to maneuver through that.
But a
So-
male gynecologist does that.
He gets away with it because of the knowledge that he
Gets
has.
away with it.
But
So
yes,
now,
gets
so
away
now-
with it.
so now
Because at the
look,
end of the day, if a woman is going through some shit, let that woman teach another woman how to deal with
no,
it. bro.
let and can they like if I'm with her.
I see what's happening.
If I'm with her, no, listen. If I'm with her and I'm going through her period every month with her, I'm helping her. I'm talking to her. I'm dealing with her. I'm going to get her special patch, her special heat patch, her whatever herbs or whatever things that help her get through it. I'm learning as we go.
You're
So
learning.
then now, when we get to the point where now she's having a child or we're having a child and it's a
can pass
daughter,
those same things down to
everything that I
same knowledge.
learned dealing with her, or not even dealing, working with her through her months and her pain and her suffering, I'm learning too. So I can talk to her about it.
You're in tune with social media, correct?
Yeah.
There's a certain thing that is out there that a lot of boys don't know how to speak to women because fathers are absent. You're aware of that, right?
Okay.
Why do you think that's a thing, bro?
Because people just like to talk.
You don't think that's a actual thing?
No.
Okay.
You want
I
to know?
think-
No,
I think
wait,
that-
no, no,
I-
no. I can hold on,
I
hold on,
think
hold
that's
on.
an easy.
Hold on.
That's an
hold on.
easy.
That's
Let
what I'm
me
getting
st-
at. That's all I've been getting at this whole time.
Hold on. Let me get to it because that example that you just used is perfect. Hold on. Because it's me. I never had a father. I can talk to women better than most men can.
Yeah, but that's opinion though.
It is.
It's opinion, but my success rate is what it's at. That's
But
my
that's
history.
Still
that's
also
relative.
opinion, bro.
But
That's
it's
still relative.
but all right. So you could ask a woman, any woman that's spoken to me on a personal basis. Like I haven't had that. You saying, oh, it can only happen
Hold on,
with the
what?
That's
father.
not
You
true.
haven't had what?
A father.
No, you said you spoke to women and they said you haven't had what?
He's saying
Oh
that.
no, I was trying to say that I haven't had a father.
Oh, my fault. I misheard.
Because I
Where
haven't
did
had
he
a
learn?
father,
What he's saying is, where did he learn to talk to women? Right now,
I learned it from women.
But that doesn't mean that you've learned it in a way that they actually approve of it.
well,
That goes to my success rate.
the truth,
And
the
that's why I said
truth,
that's
the
all
truth
relative.
is,
Your
the truth
question is
is,
relative and
if
his
a
is
man is
relative.
teaching another man how to talk to women, y'all really just guessing, right? And you just guessing based off of his success rate, right? Because what's the famous saying? What works for Peter doesn't always work for Paul,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, we ain't gonna throw them out there, but we know some guys who used to walk up to women and just ask them,
You gonna
"Hey,"
suck some dick or what?
and that worked
And it
for
worked
them.
for them.
That has never in my life ever worked for
That
me.
was a 2%
Not even once.
success rate, so it's actually working.
So now, if you was the son and you walking with him and you heard your daddy say that, now when you get older, you like, yo, you want to suck some dick or what? What? It worked for my dad.
You might have said it wrong.
now what I think you should have said, or I think what you were trying to convey is, all right, the father still needs to talk to his son about how to talk to women. Also, with the information he's learning from women as well.
Yes.
To combine it for him now
To have the
best-
highest success rate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because like you
You
said,
was like,
you have some bad
only-
examples from men talking to other men about, yeah, just send her the dick pic, bro. She gonna
she
like
gonna be with it.
Because trust me, I did it 10 times in a row, and it worked 7 times. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I say I believe in gender roles in just that aspect. Because again, it takes a village, bro. So for me personally, like I believe that there should be some type of father figure in your life to tell you, hey, you shouldn't be doing this or you should be doing this.
Of course.
When it come to women, and vice versa, there should be some type of mother figure that's telling you, yo, bro, you shouldn't be doing this when it comes to, you know what I'm saying?
But it's just in your example. Sorry.
If this, I personally believe, you know, not to offend anybody, if your standpoint is just completely one-sided, like you're just straight women, like all women, and you don't have a guy's perspective at least once,
yeah, you're gonna have a bias.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question, right?
who turn is it?
Do you feel like as a man, right? As a man, it's your role to teach the younger men how to treat women?
To the best of my abilities, yes. I have to be an example that they can look at.
Okay.
Because
that's just
Yeah.
a baseline, right?
Yeah.
So now, on the flip side of that coin, would you be comfortable, right, with women teaching the younger generation of women how to treat men?
It goes back to my basic standpoint about respect. Hold on. It goes back to my basic standpoint about respect. As long as everybody's treated respectfully, I don't care.
But how do they know how you need to be treated?
You don't know.
Hearing what you guys
Take
say?
sex away from this, bro. You don't know how to treat another human being.
Well,
Apparently, that's
I was
what's
gonna
that
actually make a
question.
point
That's
for
what's
you.
that question.
Now I was gonna make a point
Go ahead.
for you. I watch a lot of Kevin Samuels, right?
Yeah.
And he's on record saying mothers have failed the women of today because they've given them misinformation. And he said kind of what Reem is saying, in line with Reem is saying about he felt that the women's parents, her mother, let's just said, should have taught them how to be a wife. Instead, those women have told their daughters, go to school, focus on your independence. And now those women now are in their mid-30s. Some have like a high degree of success in terms of schooling. And
But don't know how to be personable to the man that they're dealing with.
Don't know how to be wives. So he says he feel like the women now should have taught the women, like their daughters, hey, or the women's in that family, say aunts or, you know, grandmothers, whatever. Like, they should have taught them how to be
And I'm going to
wives.
say I agree
speaks
with
to
him
what
only
he was
because
talking
that
about.
applies to men as well.
All right.
It's the men missing in the household,
Yeah.
right? So there's
Okay.
a lot of men missing from households,
Yes.
right? So in that, women are forced to be independent,
Yeah.
right? When he's talking about his generation and the people before him, he's talking about a generation where women had just come into being legally able to get bank accounts.
Yeah.
Right? So they needed, out of necessity, they needed men. There was a transition in these few generations that passed where women could now enter the workforce, get their own bank accounts. Now they're being accepted to schools. How do they get paid, more? They got to be competitive in the workplace, right? For the same reason you said, people might not hire them.
Yeah.
So now they got to go and get these educations so they can earn what they need to earn just in case there's no man in the household. So they've built up this thing where they don't need the men in the household, right? So now when it comes to partnering with someone, right, monogamously and for the most part for lifelong, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you don't need that person and there's no need to do that, you have to have a real strong want and desire to do it.
All right. So let me, P, who taught you how to speak to a woman?
The streets, I guess you would say. So a whole bunch of collection of guys and girls.
Okay. So you're just a product of your environment.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a man at home to teach you, like,
Nah.
all right.
Oh, and you can't just throw the two down on top of anything. It has to add up.
Okay.
Okay.
Reem, who taught you how to speak to a woman?
My dad and other male influences, but yeah.
But you had a dad in the household who taught you how to speak to a woman?
for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a six.
So then,
But I wouldn't solely put it on him, but yeah.
all right. So he didn't. He's a accumulation you had, but not fully, right? So it was just what popped in my head was at Bravo
Yeah.
when we did that mock speed.
Oh yeah.
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 What you said, it was cool, and then what he said
Came
was
off as creepy.
came off as creepy. So who would you attest that to? Your dad or people who
I
taught
would
you?
attest that to the example that was happening at the time. We were doing the test run about the speed dating.
Yes, the
I
mock.
would attest that to a example as to what we were doing at the time.
But I mean, that's a different scenario because speed
It's a
dating is
little
a
bit of
hyper.
pressure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
It's
hyper.
more
yeah.
pressure.
It's more
It is.
pressure.
Yeah,
It
because
is.
that's more like,
It's
and it was
only-
all eyes on him at the same time.
I don't even know who.
You know what I'm saying?
Who did
I
what?
said 10. I said 10. I mean, my fault. My fault. Sorry, I said 6. Sorry,
Six.
6.
So
Oh, it's on me.
yeah, because no, it,
and
Or 1.
Dose out.
okay. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, in my head I was just like, all right, that happened and we had a good laugh or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But
and he
what?
would've won this shit too.
Yeah, but when it comes
He got
down to it,
almost 200 points.
when it comes down to it, it's like that's who taught him. Whoever taught him,
Yeah.
like, but he had it. He had he said he wouldn't have touched everything that he learned
Yeah.
from him. He had it though. So it was just in that sense. Yes, I agree with you. It's much pressure. It's a
It's a high pressure
situation.
Because not
But
only
in-
is it that you are
And
timed
it's
with what you're
unusual.
saying.
And
Yeah.
it's unusual
But
because
in-
most people haven't done.
But when you
something
talk
where
to a
you're
girl
doing
on the
that.
street, it's kind of the same. It's a high
But there's
pressure
Well, a
you
girl
have
on the
4 or 5
street-
people might be looking
Looking
at you
at
as
you
you're talking
either.
at the same time.
Yeah.
I guess.
And you don't have a time amount of, hey, unless she's like walking, telling you, hey, I'm on my way to work,
Yeah.
and you're trying to be a creep because follow her, then you're in a little bit of time dilemma. But for the most part, if you could take your time and, hey, listen,
Yeah.
I just, even though they're pressure situations, they're all different types of situations that a men are going to be in when they're talking to a woman and trying to get to that point or trying to be smooth or not come off as a creep or whatever the case may be. You still, whatever you've learned brings you to that point, and that's how you're going to be in that situation.
But it's not an exact science either, though.
No, it's
because-
not. It's
I
not.
feel like there's a healthy balance of knowing both sexes before you can say I'm gonna cater to a sex.
Yes.
Men can't teach you. You can't just only learn from men how to treat women, and you can't just only learn from
Yeah,
women
I
how to
agree.
treat
Yes,
men
because
women may do things that they think men like,
And you don't.
and they don't. And same way, we
That-
may do things as men and say, "Oh yeah, we
It was
love
just-
when you do this to them," and they.
It
hate
was
it.
just your example. Just it kind of sounded like if she was sitting there, all right, I'm gonna teach you how to talk to women now. You can whoa. Get out of here, buddy. It's my taste. This is my lane. You stick to teaching them how to cook. I'm gonna teach them how to, get to these,
I didn't take it that
get to this kid. You know what I mean? Like that's what it sounded like. Like, oh, this is my role and that's your role.
And I was specific in saying, like, hey, listen, there are certain things that a woman can teach a woman, and there are certain things that a man can teach a man.
I also believe that not every man, right, has earned the opinion to have.
Let's
Right.
run it
Have
back.
You're,
earned the
you're absolutely
opinion
right, but
to
that
speak on everything when it
that
comes to
still
women, but
doesn't take away the
may
fact
be
that,
able to earn it.
He can earn
may
it.
be able to earn
and
it.
that goes with time, with you showing it as it's happening, which is why I'm still taking the stance. Like, yo, there's certain things that, like, even you can ask any single parent. They say, hey, listen, I need a second figure there. I need a woman around. I need a man around. Most men don't want their baby mothers to be that influential woman in their child's life. Vice versa. There are people out there who are in those situations, and they will openly admit that.
I will say that there are books written about the disadvantages of only having like one parent.
Yeah, definitely.
So, like I said, I agree with Reem for certain things. Like I said, I thought you were gonna go with the.
Nah,
the-
I'm
the
not on
example.
some, like,
No, I
yeah.
thought you were gonna go with the example of like protecting
Zero.
the family
Nah,
kind of
zero.
thing. Because
Nah.
that's like a man to man kind of
Pull
thing.
another-
Nah, I feel like because you have women cops, you have women soldiers, you have
No, of course, but I'm saying within a family. I'm saying like the regular family, the guys looked at as the protector. So I thought you were going that route.
right. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
son,
This-
that's
this-
what I
this-
thought you
no,
meant
no,
when
no,
you
no,
said
no,
yeah,
no,
like,
no,
roles
son, you need to,
initially.
like if,
This-
if
I
a
thought you
dad
were
sat a dad sat his
yeah.
boy down, I was like, listen, if anything happens to me, you need to be the man of the house. I need you to
Nah.
protect your sisters and your brothers, X, Y. You know what I'm saying? I thought you meant like that.
I'm gonna want to talk to my dad about what's going on with me during puberty than my mom. I'm gonna feel way more embarrassed talking
Well, you
about
may feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
yeah,
comfortable.
and that's a part of what I'm talking about, like the father figure, the male influence,
Because
because
you don't need him
'Cause
to
a
do
woman
that.
could- a woman
it's
could take the
doable.
time to
Yes,
learn
it's
enough.
doable. Yes, but naturally speaking, me personally, I felt uncomfortable talking to my mom about it, so I spoke to my dad about it, and it was a different rapport.
But you had the option to, right?
I had the option. That doesn't mean that she's not capable of. I
Yeah.
just feel like there's certain things that men.
And that
That's it.
feeling needs to be erased from men.
I disagree.
9.
Nah, it needs to be
9?
erased. It can't be that, just because I'm a man and I'm going through, or I'm becoming a man and I'm going through puberty, I have to talk to my father. What if I don't like my father? What if my father's not there?
You're hearing it from a standpoint. I'm talking about a comfortability. You're hearing it.
No, wait.
That's still comfortable. That's what I just said. If I'm
feeling.
feeling.
But these are like super like all right, extra
this
additives.
ain't right.
Hold on.
He
No, I
said
said
9.
9, 4 and 5.
4 and 5. This is 9.
Yeah, I made that
9, bro.
The
So
red
that's
is a
9
9.
plus the 7.
No,
No,
The
bro,
9
the
is-
I put the
4.
9 down. I just put the 9 down and said
He said
Oh,
9.
no, this was an extra card.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure out how that got played.
Oh.
yeah. So
Yeah.
no, what I was saying is I don't think that example of you may not like your father, like yeah, that's valid. But I'm saying in this conversation was just about a male figure. He's
Yes.
basically saying. So yeah, you may not get along with your father, but you may get along with your uncle. You may get along with your friend's dad that's across the street from you, whatever. But
Yeah.
he's just saying like a male. You're saying like, well, you might not like this specific person, but I'm just like, I think he's just talking
No,
about
that
just
was at
having
the
a
end.
guy.
But before that, I'm like, just now, I said that shit should just be abolished. It shouldn't. That feeling, you should be able to feel comfortable, even if it's not your mom. If it's your aunt, you should be
Nah,
able to
that's
feel.
clip. Nah, I'm not gonna
should,
hold you.
No, you
can't-
should. No, not that you have to. I'm saying that you should be able to feel comfortable to talk to a woman
If you respect
about
them enough.
going
If you respect her
through
enough.
puberty.
All right.
Okay,
And nobody's
okay, cool,
disputing that.
Cool. All right, so I'm gonna take it left field based on what you said. It should be
Yeah.
abolished. So if you had a member in your family, he said abolished.
That's
He said
extreme.
abolished.
He
No,
said
abolish
abolished.
is
So I'm gonna go
I
with what
did
he
say
said.
it.
So now, argument's sake, you have a person in your family who's transgendered.
Mhm.
You saying based on what you're saying, you should feel you should feel very comfortable now going to that person about your puberty, right?
No, you should wait. You didn't give us sex.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter. They
It
did
doesn't-
both.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
why I laughed.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
no, no. I was
Thank you.
just using it for this example.
You said it should be abolished, that feeling of having to go to
Yeah.
this specific person. I'm asking
That should
now.
be the guru right there.
Thank you. So now,
Wait.
Yo,
I'm talking
these
to
are
the
not
transgender. The
confused.
transgender
Yes.
talking to me.
No, it's
oh
a
no.
person in your
I
family.
thought I was
Yeah,
taking.
I'm saying-
I was taking as a child going
you're,
through
you're a child going through puberty. This person
No,
happens to be in your family.
I'm giving context before, because you got to tell me again. When you were saying it, I thought I was a transgender.
No.
I thought I
I'm
was a
saying,
transgender.
based
Because
on what
that
you're
was a
saying.
guy and a girl. I gotta feel comfortable.
Okay.
All right, so now that you
Yeah.
have it established,
Yeah.
like I said, you're going through puberty.
Okay.
A member in your family is a transgender person.
Yes.
You, like basically what you're saying.
Yes.
The feeling should be abolished then of you should automatically feel comfortable going to that person. Since like you said, they're like Jai said, they can speak on it even better than most.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying you would feel comfortable and it wouldn't be nothing to you. Like, yeah, I'm gonna just go to a transgender person about my puberty.
If you're
growing
talking
up.
about me,
Yeah.
If I respect that person in my family and they're transgender, and I didn't feel comfortable talking to my mother or my father, yes.
All right. I personally
Yes.
would rather a male figure to tell me about my body parts.
What
going
better
on
than
my-
a woman that used, or a male that used to be a woman, or a woman that used to be a male that just, whatever they choosing now, they've been on both sides.
Ideally.
I'm not
Yeah,
going
but
to
biologically,
I'm not-
Ideally, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to speak to a woman about morning woods and, blue balls. And I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to get a male
That's kinda true.
experience
No,
about
I
that.
get it. I'm just saying that if you feel comfortable enough, you should be able to talk to someone like you said that
that's,
you
that's
respect.
undisputed.
That is a woman.
That's undisputed.
About it, because you could not. I would 100%. You don't feel comfortable talking to your mom. I get it. Hey, that's you personally. But if you feel comfortable talking to your aunt who tells you about everything, she gave you your first condom, all this extra shit.
Even if I'm speaking to her, I'm not giving her the real nitty gritty details. It's base level. There's a certain that's
Why
my.
do you feel she can't handle it because she's a woman?
No, I just feel like
So you could only have a male therapist.
I never say this isn't about therapy, bro.
Yeah, I was just asking.
But
That was
I
off
agree.
topic. That was off
I
topic.
agree with your standpoint is when it comes to that. Like growing up,
No, I
in
could
the
understand
certain,
the
yeah, certain things,
comfortability
I wouldn't
growing
want to
up.
speak to my mom either,
Yeah.
or
But
I
any
think a lot of
woman
those-
figure in my
I think a
family
lot of
about
those
certain
things-
things.
See, I
have
could
their
agree
roots
with you
in-
with
I-
women, but I
I
can't
get
take
what he's
any
coming-
woman figure.
I
One
feel
time,
like
one
a
time,
lot
one
of-
time, one time, one
I
time.
feel like a lot of that has its roots in misogyny.
Yeah,
Right?
But I'll
And-
tell you I'm misogynistic. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I mean, three of us are.
So you're cool
Three,
with
so on y'all to figure out which three.
So
I know it ain't me.
cool
From
Are you
what
cool
I just said, I'm not in it.
Are you
It's
cool
y'all
with
niggas.
the? I'm not. I definitely said.
Cat.
Listen, anyway.
Well, we know who one is. We know who one is.
Anyway,
Yo.
do you feel in reverse that misandry is okay? If you're a self-defined
Proclaimed.
No.
proclaimed
Well,
misogynist.
like we said earlier before the tape started rolling, I'm only misogynistic based on how society's making me be misogynistic. Because
he's
I
being
want
defensive.
women. I want women to be as equal as me. I agree. I want y'all to pay half the dates. I want y'all to invite me out. I want all that. But however, women don't. Most women don't. And you gotta be the man, right? You gotta take her out. You gotta open her door. You gotta do all this. So I'm kind of confused, ladies.
Ooh, you
What is it?
Okay, so
What
you're
is it?
saying that your misogyny has its roots.
Yes.
Your misogyny has its roots
Yeah.
in what you've experienced in terms of misandry.
Yes.
So being used for your wallet,
Yes.
being used for dates,
Yes.
being used and maybe gaslighted into thinking you was gonna get some box,
That's happened.
and that has forced you to be a different kind of way.
Yes.
FCP act crazy for the fuck. Yo.
Yeah, man.
Yo, flashbacks in the city,
So
son. Niggas.
that's good to know, because now from his perspective, ladies, he's a man that says that, or will say that if he's gonna view a woman as a sex object, it's because she's viewing him as a wallet.
Equal.
That's not equal.
It's not.
But now I guess if we viewed each
That's
other
a- that's a
equally, maybe
transaction.
he wouldn't view you
Life
like
is
that.
transactional.
It is.
Life is
I
transactional.
disagree with that.
Huh?
I disagree.
Huh? On what level you don't think life is
Yeah.
transactional?
I'm more of a
The universe is transactional.
No, wait.
in terms of what he's getting at, I don't agree in that type
So
of
you
transaction.
think? So you don't think anytime money leaves your wallet, it's an investment in something?
No,
Not anytime.
no.
When is it?
Because
when
if
isn't it?
because if I'm giving
Wait,
a dollar to a person in
I was
need,
glad he's going.
I'm
there.
not
You know
looking
why
at it
it's
like that.
transactional? Because subconsciously you're telling yourself, me doing this good deed, good things should happen to me in the future.
No.
That's what-
No.
Subconsciously, you're telling yourself, I do this good deed, I would hope someone would do a good deed for me one day.
No.
That's transactional.
If it, I would, I hold on. Let me respond.
Yeah.
My job wastes food all the damn time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can easily just throw that shit away, but I make it my due diligence to not waste food. That's just how
Why?
I'm, because that's just how I am. That's just,
Why?
I don't believe in wasting food. There's people who actually need it.
But I'm asking you, why? Are you doing the good deed because being a good person is rewarding?
No,
Or are you just doing the good deed just because, why not?
I'm not looking at it as a good deed or a bad deed. I'm looking at it as, yo, I'm not wasting food. Period. I'm looking at it as, yo, I'm helping this person. Period. I don't.
So what do you get out of helping the person?
Me knowing that I actually helped someone.
So
That's
the
what I'm saying,
self-satisfaction?
son.
But it's not
That's
it's
still
not it's not
self-satisfaction.
but it's
It is.
not
You did
that
something
for a reason.
but it's not a motivation for me to
But
do
no, but
it.
listen to
Yes,
what I
it
just
is.
said. Listen to what I just said.
It's a very
But
selfish
Reem,
one.
It's not a motivation.
But Reem,
It's
listen
not
to-
a motivation.
Listen to my original statement. Subconsciously, I never said it's on the forefront of your mind.
Yeah.
I do this good deed, I should get this.
He asked me specifically, what do I get out of doing that?
Yeah,
That
but I
doesn't
want to-
mean
I want to get the
that is the
underlying.
reason why I'm doing it. Some people can just naturally want to do
No,
things
that's
like
true.
that.
That's
No,
why
I'm
I'm
not
But that doesn't
saying
mean.
that.
But and I'm telling you, I'm one of those folks. I naturally just want to do those things, bro.
Yeah,
No,
but
you
you're
said
also
it
a
it's
person who's-
self-satisfied you. That's what you
It's not even
said.
about that. But
He
you're
asked me a
also-
question, I responded to it.
But you're also a person that also agrees the energy you give out is the energy you should receive, correct?
To an extent, yes.
Okay, so if you say
But
I'm giving out this
I
good
don't-
energy
I
in the world,
don't-
I would hope at some point in time I'm going to receive some good
But
energy
my
back.
motivation isn't to do these things because of that.
You said it's to
You
self-satisfy
don't
you.
know.
No,
You don't know
he
that.
asked me what I get out
don't
of
know
it.
that.
That's
Self-satisfaction.
You don't know it. When he says subconsciously, you don't know
Thank
that.
you,
By virtue of him saying
subconsciously, yeah.
subconsciously,
I literally started
you
Yo,
saying-
really don't
listen,
know that.
Okay.
Okay,
Let me clear the record. Hold on.
Wait. Why do you like women?
Because I'm attracted to women.
What makes you know you're attracted to women off rip?
I'm not gonna say on camera.
Why not?
All
It's a little crazy.
All right, so I'll give you. I'll break
Nah,
it to
that's
a different-
good.
I'll,
That's
I'll
good.
break it. I'll break it to a different scenario.
Niggas don't want good contact.
You meet a girl, right?
Mm.
You get her number. You're single, for argument's sake.
Mm.
You meet a girl.
Mm.
What makes you go after this girl rather than that girl?
Because she's someone I have interest in.
based on what?
What?
You don't know anything about her.
Do you know what's the real reason you have interest and why you attracted to
I mean,
who
if
you
I
attracted
have
to?
her number at that point, she's
No.
gonna.
No, I'm
Do
saying
you
look at
know
girl
why you
A,
attracted
girl
to who
B.
you attracted to when you we talking about not off knowing them, we talking about just off meeting them, seeing them
You
one
can
time.
see them across
Do
the
you
street.
know why you were attracted to who you attracted to?
Yeah,
Why?
Why?
based off my upbringing.
No.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I'm
Not
willing
even
to.
just that. More of this.
Nah.
Yeah, it's in
More
your.
of
It's in,
this.
all right. So this is my point. I told a woman one time the reason why you gave me your number is because subconsciously you said to yourself, you may have sex with me. The girl was like, no,
it's called
no
hormones.
way.
Yeah.
It's called hormones
Okay.
and pheromones,
All
right.
right.
So there's a chemical. You know when you smell, like everyone has a unique.
Yo, can we
body
stick to
odor.
deeds, bro?
What?
We talking about the deeds.
Yeah,
the good
but
deeds.
this
no,
proves
I'm
my
trying to show
point.
you
This
that
kinda
there's,
proves
Come
my
on,
there's
bro.
you can do things and have a motivation that you do not even know
Thank
is
you.
there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
right.
trying to explain to you.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, overall, regardless if that's factual or not, I'm letting it be known. Yo, bro, I'm not doing it for no other reason.
Because I said
But you
subconsciously.
can't be the.
But y'all didn't
that's
hear
not
what he just
something that
said.
you. I know what he just said.
said
I heard
regard-
exactly what he said.
regardless if that's a fact or not. He's saying
I heard-
regardless.
I heard what
So
he
then
said.
at that point,
I heard
What
he
is
said.
niggas want to hear?
Because I keep saying the word
But
subconsciously.
what we're letting you know is that regardless of if you taking it as what we saying or not, that we still gonna take it that way, and we're gonna tell you why we're gonna take it that way.
And now,
Right?
after this conversation, I'm gonna go on my Twitter and tweet about it. And y'all better not take it as a sub.
I already told you it's a sub, and I told you it's out of
Yeah,
bounds.
he says.
Yeah.
That's on you. That's on
No,
you.
it's not
No.
because I'm sitting here willing to have the conversation.
And he
You're
told
the
you
one trying to
before you
end
did it.
But
You're the
hold
one
on,
trying to end it.
hold on.
yeah, that's true.
What more is there to be said?
And you ain't letting me finish.
What more is there to be said, though?
What do you mean? You gotta let me finish first, right?
It's a fact.
So when you're attracted to somebody, right? A lot of times the attraction comes from a chemical balance, right? That you can smell and you can detect on what's called pheromones.
And you don't believe in
right? It's not
I'm
about if
asking-
you
no, I'm
believe
asking-
in it
no,
or
I'm
not.
asking him. I'm just asking him.
It's not about if you
Hold
believe.
on, I'm
He's
asking you.
he's
I'm
intaking
listening
the
to
information.
him,
He gotta
bro.
process it first. He
Alright.
can't just choose if he believe it right now, and then he still might want to research it later.
Go
Right.
ahead.
So it's what's called pheromones, right? Now this is what causes you to be attracted and think like, oh, okay, boom, bomb. Part of it, right? There are also social factors that fall into place, but on surface, it has a lot to do with smell, right? When they say you smell good,
Can I interject?
go ahead.
I know exactly what you're speaking about because women are attracted to hair, which
Yes.
is why men with facial hair tend to have a more
Hairier men tend to
yes. So I understand
project
exactly what
masculinity.
you're speaking on.
Exactly. It's not necessarily a rule,
It's
but it's
just-
a guiding
yes,
thing. It's
yes.
something that's guiding
So
each and every person on this planet.
Let the
right?
record show I know exactly what you're speaking
Okay,
about.
so it's something that's guiding each and every person on this planet, whether you're thinking about it or not, right? So that is something that you don't even have to be thinking about that can guide your actions and ultimately who you end up with, right? So just in that regard, that's what he's saying. Maybe you help people because of, like you said, your upbringing now. Maybe at some point you was talking, if you do good enough, you get back. Would you say you were church going?
Yes.
Isn't that one of the main things they teach you in church?
But I was, by definition, I was somewhat of a bad kid. I found ways out of church.
Okay, but did the principles stick?
Of course, it did.
Okay, so the principles in church are you do unto others for, or you put out good into the universe and you be a good person to be rewarded in the afterlife.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you're
So
a
there's a
church person or
reward
not,
there.
everyone, like I said, overall, there's something transactional that's going to happen by being a good person.
I'm just not going to use that word.
You just don't like the word, but it
Yeah, I
is
don't.
what it is.
I'm just not gonna use the word.
Realistically, right? The world around us, the universe around us, is transactional.
Thank you. Cause effect.
Energy
Yeah.
transfers from one.
I'm just
to the
not going to
next,
use that word.
and it just changes form.
I just don't like
So
the.
what word you gonna use then?
I'll look it up when I'm on my way home, but I won't use that word because I feel like there's a certain stigmatism with that word.
What's the stigmatism with
That there's
transaction?
no real, emotion behind it. Like, it's just cut and dry. Like, okay, I give you this $1, you have to do this without based on how you feel.
So when you go and you go to your friend's event to support your friends, you bought a ticket. You just think they have no emotion behind it. There's emotion behind that.
That's
The
apples and
exchange
oranges,
of
bro.
emotions could be transactional.
Yeah.
That's apples and oranges.
You
How's
give
that apple and
someone love
oranges?
for
Because
love back in
you were talking
exchange for
about
love
dating.
back.
You were talking about dating earlier. Now we're talking about supporting friends.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I just said my statement was
Okay, look.
everything in life is transactional.
I'm just not gonna use the word.
I still think it holds. I still think it holds, even when you apply it to emotions, right? So now, if you express your love for someone and they never express their love for you back, ever,
You're going to feel a way.
at some point you're gonna stop expressing your love for them.
Yes, facts.
Because
that's not
you
gonna-
ain't that transaction ain't
That's
take place.
but
where you
that's
got
not
what
gonna
you wanted back
change
from
who I am as a person.
It might not, but
It
will
might change how I
it
act
will-
towards the person.
Exactly.
but that's the
I.e. the
transaction,
transaction.
yeah.
But-
because the
but
transaction never
again-
was completed.
Again, I don't use the word transaction or it wasn't completed or not. If I want to be nice to you, it's because I want to be nice to you, bro. That's it. If I want to be mean to this nigga, it's because I want to be mean to this
Okay,
nigga. That's
still
it.
a
so now
transaction in
just
that
ask you,
too.
if you're being nice to
There's still a
someone,
transaction of being
if
mean
you-
to somebody.
It sure
if you're
is.
being
Yeah, I'm
nice
just
to
not using that
someone-
word, bro.
If you're being nice to
I
someone,
smack a
right,
nigga in the face, he might shoot
and
me.
they
Yep.
never
Mm-hmm.
reciprocate that energy, they never give it back to you, right? At some point, aren't you gonna say, I don't need to be nice to this person? Why? Because they're not going to be nice back to me.
Yes.
All right.
There's
So
a
if you're
transaction.
gonna do it because they are not gonna be nice to you, wouldn't conversely you're doing it because you hope they're gonna be nice back to you?
No.
Well, he just don't want to listen. Like I
Why
said,
is
my
that so hard to
opinion-
believe from me?
Huh?
Why is that so hard
It's
to
not
believe from
about
me?
It's not
but
that
from
it's
you,
from you.
It's
It's just
from anybody who says
yeah,
that
that
life
just
isn't
sounds like-
transactional.
But why though?
Because life is transactional.
Yeah.
Anything you do has an effect on what you
yeah,
just
it's cause
did.
and effect.
Everything you do.
Just not using that word.
I can't see for something to say. I get that you don't like the stigmatism attached to the word, but
They
it
just use the
fits
butterfly
still.
effect. I think y'all just learned that word from y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all just said some shit. Anything you do can now imbalance some shit later on. How's that not transactional?
And he was on the forefront of
Yeah,
that.
I learned that from y'all today. I've heard the term, but I've never knew exactly what it meant. I learned that from y'all. Everything you do can affect something later on, right? That's what y'all
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
That's transactional. So yeah, you're taking it as like you saying, oh, the good deed you did is transactional. So you know, in your mind, you're thinking like, oh
No,
wow,
he's
'cause
saying
it's
it's not.
He thinks
No,
that
no,
that
no.
takes away from the
That's what
goodness
I'm
of
saying.
it.
I'm
but
not
it doesn't
saying that. I
because
never said
everything is
that.
Don't.
transactional.
I never said. You know what's crazy? Me and Jahai had a conversation one time, and I told him about like how I feel about charity, right? And I
Yeah.
said I don't care to be on the forefront of charity, and like I don't want people to know I'm doing this good deed, right?
I
So
can attest
Jahai
to that.
asked me why one time, and I said I don't know. I just don't want people thinking I did some shit because I'm on camera to do it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it comes off as not real.
But
Even
that
if I
doesn't-
really genuinely
doesn't
It don't
change the
take away.
goodness of
yeah,
what he
but
actually
that's what I'm
did.
saying. Like,
Because if he's a terrible person and he did it just to make himself look
Which a
good,
lot of people
it
do.
doesn't matter if he does it on camera or not on camera. He's still a terrible
Yeah.
person.
so that's what I'm saying. Don't take it the wrong way. We
Yeah.
still know you're a good person because you did the good
Yeah.
deed. It's just you're saying.
I'm not taking it anyway. I just said I'm not using the word
But
transaction
that's
when I'm
what I'm saying.
talking
You're
about
going
these
as
things.
far as to say I'm
I'm
not going to use the word because I don't think the word. What
There's
doesn't
other
apply to you,
words.
or-
No, there's just other words that I can use
He-
other than the
he
word
was-
transaction.
He's emotional about the word.
That's what I'm
That-
saying.
You,
But that's
a
why I asked
trigger.
why. But why I
That's a
said.
trigger.
But why did I say what
But
causes
look,
the
look,
word
Reem.
transaction to have that?
Reem, if you saying that,
All right.
even if the word
I got a better word.
Exchange,
I got a better word.
exchange.
Alchemy. Alchemy. Are you familiar with alchemy?
alchemy is
Yeah.
transactional.
Yes.
Alchemy's OD
It's-
transactional.
But I won't use the word
Equivalent
transaction.
exchange.
Yes.
But I won't use the word transaction. I'll use equivalent exchange.
But
Better?
But that's what
Okay.
I said.
But that's
I
why.
get it.
But that's why I just use the synonym. I said
feeling-
exchange.
If there's a
Yeah.
feeling behind not wanting to use the word transactional, it's emotional. It's not because the logically and definition wise it doesn't fit. It's because of how you feel about the word.
Because
Right?
the synonyms is business,
Because you feel
agreement,
about the word.
like
Okay.
It's just
That's
like,
all.
matter of
It's
fact,
just
you know
how
what it
you
is?
feel about the word.
It's just the same way I had an hour-and-a-half conversation, he knows about this, with a woman a couple years ago because I kept calling her a female.
I know about that conversation.
Okay. And I had
Not because the word doesn't fit. It's
And I kept asking her the entire
feels a way about the
conversation.
word.
Just tell me you feel a way about the word female.
But-
She could not admit it.
But
An
hold
hour and a
on,
half later,
hold
said,
on.
I finally feel a way about
How
female.
many
Okay, say
times
that.
have
don't
I
understand
admitted
why,
that
though,
was
but-
my stance, though?
Huh?
How many times have I admitted that that was my stance though?
That you never said that you felt a way about the word.
No,
You said I'm
he
just
did.
not gonna use
No,
the
no,
word.
He said he's not gonna use.
No, but
the
just now
word.
when you said that he's emotional
he
about
did
it.
say he felt the way about the word.
Yeah, he did
Oh,
say that.
alright.
No, I'm saying that when we was
did.
first saying it,
when
he
we
didn't
was
say
talking about it, but I told him that he
I
was
said
gonna
it multiple
still have-
times.
that he's still gonna have to respect and hear what I have
he
to
did
say
say
about
it.
it.
And
I'm
that's
just
I
remembering
let
he
you
did.
talk.
that. Yeah.
That was it. I like my whole thing is like when these type of conversations happen, it's okay for an individual to have the stance that they do.
No,
No,
of
we
course.
know.
And I think a lot of times what gets lost in translation is that, yo, I be agreeing with y'all. I be saying, yo, you're right. Yo, I understand your point.
I was trying to find the word
I
for
don't-
it.
Well,
I don't think it was that
but
it was
but hold
lost.
on. It's not the point of conversation and communication understanding.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I reiterate your point to you in the midst of the communication, what more do we need to speak on?
Well, to reiterate, you first have to hear.
Yeah.
All right. So if I reiterated your point to you, even gave you,
You couldn't have reiterated
finish
it.
it.
if
You
I hadn't
didn't finish.
finished
How
it.
could you read it?
but I gave. Hold on. I gave you an example, the hair, just to show you that I understood your point.
That was about pheromones.
Yeah.
Right.
Only pheromones.
And I understood where he was going with it. I understood why he brought it up.
That was after though. After you told me that. why we
And
had to have
even
that.
even then, I said to you, yo, I understand. And that's when I brought up the stigmatism part with the transaction.
Well, no, that happened first.
Tape shows. At the end of the day, the conversation should have ended at least 4 different times, bro. And I
Nah,
think
but see,
hold
This
on.
is where we get to respecting opinions.
But if
Because
I
we're on a
heard,
platform where we're all talking. How do you get to decide when the conversation ends if I still got something to say?
and I'm not disputing that. But if we're having a debate here, and
We're not debating anything.
all right, if we're having a conversation here, and the point for the conversation itself is for understanding and for, messages to get across and for points to be heard and things like that. Regardless if it didn't happen at a certain time, if the overall of it is happening, and at some point you can definitively say, yeah, it's happened, anything else after that, what is that for?
You're assuming that they're here, but they really here, right? They don't have that one baseline piece of knowledge that you might have, that you might think is regular, but they just don't have it, right? Doesn't mean they dumb, doesn't mean nothing. It just means they don't have that piece of baseline knowledge, right? So the concept that you're building on, they need that first to understand the concept that you're building on. So you might sit there and thinking they know, and they don't know that.
Facts. Like I said, me and Shorty had an hour-and-a-half conversation about the word female. And she said, I don't understand how a guy who's 30 years old cannot call a female a woman. And I said, to me, they're interchangeable, right? I said, ladies, females, woman. I said, for me, I don't take like a personal word towards a certain girl. So if he's a girl, I'm gonna say she's a girl. And I say interchangeable without even thinking about it.
What the fuck
And
is
the
on
whole-
your ID?
But
What's on your ID?
But the whole point was I was trying to talk to her. I asked her 4 different times in the conversation. Do you not want me to use the word because you feel a way about the word? And she kept saying no. And
Because
then, like
it
you said, I
sounds-
kept having that.
So-
So what's this? So what's this? So what's
At
this?
some point, where do you not respect what the person is telling you as far as like, yo, either you naturally see that they're bothered by this and you just leave it alone, or why is there a press for the issue? Like, no, I have to get this information. Granted,
Life
hold
is
on,
information.
right, but
You just
now,
said something about said something about Vinny when I walked into y'all. Y'all said something about Vinny, and I don't know exactly what the context was about, but he said something about how much time Vinny, but it said something over and over, and you asked him about information.
it's not relative to this conversation.
That's
It's not.
Hold on.
I'm giving information to somebody.
No. It's
Hold on.
That you don't know?
It's not relative to this conversation.
With Pete and the conversation with the girl, he said it took an hour and a half just for her to admit the question he asked in the beginning.
Should have been answered.
If she
hold
would have
on.
just said,
to his defense,
she felt the way.
Say he did say
Yeah.
he did
Okay,
say to his defense.
but for her, for that specific one, if she would have just said she felt the way about it in the beginning, it wouldn't have been an hour and 30 minutes.
Exactly.
But
He
hold
would
on,
never
hold
pressed
on,
for the
hold on,
word
hold
if
on,
she
hold
said,
on.
"Yo, that word makes me uncomfortable."
Yeah.
Hold on.
But she's not admitting
if
that.
you just human being to human being, you can see that this person is bothered by that word.
Yeah.
Do you not take it upon yourself to say, hey, maybe I should be a little bit more respectful when it comes to talking about this?
Or maybe I should get more
with a
insight
word like
into it.
female,
Because she came at him. She's saying a 30-year-old male can't this, that, and third. So
But
he's
you guys-
trying
I
to
now
figure
need
it
to
out.
understand why you're so triggered by a word.
Because think about it, Reem. The word is transactional. You said you felt the way about transactional. For me, transactional is a normal word for me. So now, if I'm in conversation with someone else, I need to know this word may be triggering to that person as well.
Yeah, I want to know why.
I'm
Like,
just
I wanna know
I'm just
what about
not
it.
gonna talk to my girlfriend and say, hey, I just paid for your gas tank. This transaction makes me have sex with you. I'm just not talking
But
like that.
that may not
but
be
that's what I'm
actually
trying to
makes
say.
her
You're
have
not-
sex with you.
And I've been stating that. I'm just not using that word.
No,
I've
I'm saying
said that multiple
may not-
times.
that may not even be the action that makes her have sex with you, right?
But either
No, he's saying-
I'm not
plethora of-
using the word. I'm not saying what you guys are not. I'm not saying you're not accurate in what you guys are saying. I'm just choosing a different word.
So
that's
now,
fair.
you said, I'm not using that word, the emphasis. For me, I'm lost.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm trying
it's
to
when that
understand.
happened, we wanted to know why.
And I
like,
said to you guys that there is a stigmatism that comes with the word
And
transaction.
I then asked you, what was it? And you never really answered that.
All right, when you deal with a prostitute, what is that called? A transaction, right?
An escort?
Yes.
Yeah, it's called an escort.
All right.
transaction took place.
Yeah.
Now, when because we started off talking about just relations.
Yeah.
I'm not using that word that's used in that realm in the realm that I have with my girlfriend.
So then,
Even though it might actually be, I'm just going to use a different word.
So, all right, so let me get this straight. So, anything you do with a prostitute, anything you're doing with a prostitute, when it's dealing with your girl or a woman that you're dealing with, you don't want to take any of those terms that you're doing with a prostitute.
No,
So they don't give you head.
bro.
They don't fuck you.
Sex.
They don't give you sex. They don't. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yo,
So that's why I said.
It's just certain words that I'm not using with certain people in certain situations. I don't know how else y'all need to hear that. I'm not gonna curse around grandmothers. I'm not gonna say.
But
get
then
it.
It's
we
just
get-
certain
but that's-
shit. I'm just
but
not
Reem,
gonna do around certain people.
But listen to what you just said. I'm not gonna curse around my grandmother. That's universally probably accepted by everybody. Like, yeah, you have that level.
And
of
I'm not gonna talk to my girlfriend as if she's just a transaction.
Yeah, but that's not what I said. I said everything in life is a
Everything.
transaction.
And I'm going to make my due diligence to make sure, even though that is the case, when I'm dealing with my girl romantically, she doesn't come off as just a transaction.
Yeah, but I never said you were going to deal
Which
with
is
her as a
why I'm
transaction.
not going to use the word, period, when it comes to dealing with folks in that realm. I'm just not. That's just me.
He don't want no smoke.
I see.
That's what it's.
I see.
He don't want no.
But like I
I'm
said,
just not doing that.
I
Not
would
doing
just,
that.
I would just lost the word transaction because to me transactions are
Yeah,
normal
I would
word.
have. All right, so now it kind of more answered my question honestly. Even though I
Yeah.
didn't ask no more, I wanted to know if it was triggering to him, or if it was he's more moving in caution of how it may be triggering to others.
I've said
So-
that. The stigmatism.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I said. I need to know if it's your stigmatism and how you view it, or how you think others may perceive it if you start talking about things
How-
transactionally.
Yeah,
But-
but
but
the conversation
if I-
started
if
about
I said-
food. Remember, he said not throwing away
Yeah.
food, which is the valid
Because
thing for him to
because
do.
you're saying that I'm doing that subconsciously as a transaction to get good things to
You
happen
know what
to me.
subconscious means?
Yes, I'm doing it without me realizing that I'm doing it. But
you disagree with
But
that.
I'm telling you straight up, as long as I know, there's no motivation for me to do it. Period.
There is motivation in everything you do. What are you talking
I
about?
just don't want to waste food.
No. So you don't think there's motivation in anything you do?
Why,
Oh,
why,
everything
all right,
you mean,
why don't
everything.
you want to waste food?
Every-
What's so
yeah, yeah,
bad
sorry, yeah.
about wasting
Everything.
It's my upbringing. My mother told me to never waste food. And I've seen over the years.
But why did
So-
she
so-
then ask
no,
her
so-
then? Why doesn't she want to waste food? There's
No,
a reason
no, it
why.
actually
I'm
stops
not-
there.
I'm not getting further
It
than
actually
that, bro.
stops there
Don't
because
have
his
to.
mom. Your mom ingrained that into you, right? So it's you and your subconscious. I'm not gonna let my mom down.
You didn't let me
and I'm
finish. You didn't let me finish. I was
right.
still talking.
Go ahead.
My mom and other things, i.e., me seeing what world hunger looks like, me knowing what it actually feels like to be hungry, I personally just don't want an individual to go through that.
So now you pile that onto your mom, like I just said. So you're not letting the world down to waste food. You're not gonna let this person who can't afford to get food over here. You're gonna make sure that people can get food over here because you have access to it. So you're not gonna let them down. You're not gonna let the world down. You're not gonna let your mom down.
you're doing
All
this-
these access, all of these points are the reason why they are motivating you. All of that is motivating you.
But
the
I
hungry
think
people,
what I-
your mom.
What I should have said was from jump.
Ain't nothing wrong with having
It's
those
not.
as motivation.
That shit is beautiful.
I never said anything.
But that's why I said I should clarify. I should have started up by saying the action itself is very good. Like that is a very good thing to have to me as a person. Cause he's the same way. He don't like to waste food. You say you don't like to waste food. Me personally, I try not to waste food. You know what I'm saying? Cause I have family members
I don't
sometimes who
care.
ask
Yeah.
for food. So
I don't
And
care.
he don't care.
yeah,
I don't
so
care.
it's valiant. Trust me. I should have started by saying the action is valiant. I didn't want you to think I'm taking away from what you're doing.
I want it to be known that I don't feel no way emotionally. Y'all think that I do because of how I'm responding to y'all. But you saying that because you're saying I don't want you to think of taking it away. I'm not taking it anyway. I'm just talking to y'all.
Alright, so with that, we're gonna get to what we learned today. Louise, what you learned?
I learned that you guys don't have no problems with misandry. You guys are okay.
Who's you niggas?
Well, he said he's cool with it. He said
No. I said they give it to me. I'm gonna give it right back. That's what I said. I ain't never said I was cool with it.
I've been a nigga complain online, get bashed. This nigga see it.
Yeah.
I get bashed for this shit all the time.
I said equal.
I'm the
I
one who
want
says
equality.
it. I say it all the time.
See, I stood in the forefront.
He has.
I stood in the forefront.
He
I
has.
want y'all to be as equal as me. And then someone threw a potato at me and said, "Yeah, but you gotta take me
They
out to
stomped
eat."
this nigga out
Yeah.
for days, weeks.
Yeah, they stomped me out. Trust me,
Weeks.
I'm not on that mountain no more. I tried to help. But yeah, that's what we's learned. What you learned, Kami?
I mean, for the most part, I just learned that people just believe things. Like this is their I always believe that people have their own reality. I know some people say they believe in a whole reality. I know I have my own reality as well. But I try to stay in it as most as possible because I believe that's where my sanity is. So that's it. That's for the most part. Just people really understand their reality and stick to it. I thought it was just me for the most part.
What you learned, Reem?
I learned that I have to learn a new word for transactional.
Agreement. Deal.
Exchange.
I said exchange.
No,
me,
no.
exchange is like
These
Yeah,
are
I
all
like deal.
these are all definitions synonymous. Is deal is
sound
one.
Crazy.
Deal is one.
Deal
business
sound nuts.
business is one as
Deal-
well.
To his point, deal sound crazier than transaction.
The deal does sound crazier than transaction, but those are all synonymous.
Yeah, and of course,
to,
I'm not debating
thing.
that, but I'm saying like it just sounds crazier.
I'm just saying.
As far as me, I learned that dose is not for me.
Dose is lit. You
Dose
wild.
is not for me. It's too much thinking.
Wild,
I like
too
Uno.
much
It's more,
Too much
it's more fast flowing, less math. But yeah, that's what I learned today.
So we was doing it while we was talking. If we was just like really like sitting there playing, get funky, man.
Too much
I think it's a good game.
Yeah, because it adds an extra little
An
element of strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, on that note, later.